Chair Jerome Powell says more cuts could be on the way.
Our baseline expectation is that we'll continue to move gradually down towards neutral, that the economy will continue to grow at a healthy clip.
With the Biden administration winding down and the Trump team getting ready to move in, Powell was asked by a reporter.
Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Powell says it's not permitted under the law to be demoted. Russian President Vladimir Putin congratulated Donald Trump on his election victory. President Biden says the American experiment endures.
We're going to be okay.
At the White House, the president says he has 74 days left in office.
I will do my duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America.
An AP VoteCast survey says Donald Trump once again won the support of about 8 in 10 white evangelical Christians on Election Day. Former Trump attorney and former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani appeared in a New York court after missing a deadline to surrender assets. He owes $148 million in a defamation case involving 2 Georgia election workers.
There's nothing. I didn't commit a crime. Nobody's been investigated for 20 years and you can't find a crime. I don't commit crimes. I don't practice law improperly. I've only been doing it for 51 years.
Giuliani falsely accused Ruby Freeman and daughter Shay Moss of ballot fraud in Georgia. Tens of thousands of people in New Mexico were without power as the first major winter storm of the season is rolling across the northern part of the state and into Colorado, bringing with it snow and fierce winds that force schools and government offices to close. This is AP News. The Canadian government is ordering the dissolution of TikTok's business in Canada
after a national security review of the Chinese company behind the social media app, but said it won't block access. Canada's industry minister says it is meant to address risks related to ByteDance Limited's establishment of TikTok Technology Canada Inc. TikTok is wildly popular with young people, but its Chinese ownership has raised fears that Beijing could use it to collect data on Western users or push pro-China narratives and misinformation. I'm Karen Shamas.
The Australian government announced what it described as world-leading legislation that would set in place an age limit of 16 for children to start using social media and hold platforms responsible for ensuring compliance. Australia's Prime Minister says social media is harming kids. The age limit would take effect 12 months after the law is passed. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawami and greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news from a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun on Good Morning, Marianas.
Good morning, Marianas. Holy cow, that was loud. I'm not even used to hearing it that loud anymore. We haven't been here with the cloud lifter in so long. Look at it outside. It is raining. It is going to be misty like this all day. It is 81 degrees out here in Saipan right now. Humidity's at 82% up at the Saipan International Airport. But if you look at it out there, it looks like it's got to be 100%. There's literally water in the air. Is there anything more humid than that? No. All right, we're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Partly sunny skies with a high near 87 degrees. Winds out of the east 10 to 14 miles per hour. It says chance of precipitation is 30%. Well, it looks like 30% is in our favor. Holy smokes. Tonight we're looking at a little bit more of the same. Wind's going to be exactly the same, 10 to 14 miles per hour. Partly cloudy with a low around 78. And if you see the sun tonight, something's up. I mean, something's weird happening. Don't worry. Tomorrow we're looking at a carbon copy of what we've got today, but the wind's going to pick up. We're looking at gusts as high as 24 miles per hour, and tomorrow night it's going to be a little gusty as well. So when we fly over to Tinian tomorrow morning, it is going to be a little adventure for us. We're going over there to celebrate the Marine Corps birthday with the 13 Marines that are over there in Tinian. The VFW Saipan Post 3457, we're going to head over, meet up with some of our fellow vets over there in Tinian, looking to say hey to Freddie Dela Cruz and the crew over there. Hopefully we'll see Ranger Joe as well, and just say hey to everybody. Then we're going to go over to Laurelins, and I'm not a Marine. I was not a Marine, but still, when you become a veteran, you end up becoming a little bit of everything. And so we're going over there. They can't come over to Saipan. They're on what they call the Zero Fun Plan. So we're going to bring the fun to them. They can't booze it up. They can't do anything. So we're bringing some steaks. We're partnering with the folks over at JC Cafe. They are going to prepare all the food for us. We're getting them the steaks today. And then they're going to prepare all the sides, all the fixings and everything. And Star Marianas, they're sending the steaks over there today for nothing for us. So want to say thanks to Star and to JC Cafe for really being on board and being a part of this. It's really great to work with the businesses over there in Tinian and to go over there and see everybody. But now, you know who's probably the biggest profile person in Tinian? Well, I think she's in studio right now. And if she's not the highest profile person in Tinian right now, I don't know who is. She is our candidate-elect. Oh, my God, my microphone's in the way. Kimberly King Hines, holy cow, you are going to Washington, D.C. to represent the people of the Northern Marianas, and I have you in our studio. This is crazy. You're going to D.C.
Yeah, as early as Monday.
Have you slept yet?
Well, I think I've been taking chicken naps, you know. It's been crazy. So just right after the election, obviously, you know, you don't get any sleep. And then you're too wired to get any sleep. And then after that, elections in the States happen, and now there's a flurry of emails coming in that you gotta answer. And yeah. Good morning, CNMI.
I am looking at our audio, and I'm hoping it's going through, because I don't see any of these levels going in on there. I'm actually a little bit crushed right now looking at this. Oh, no, I think we're good. Hold on, wait. I'm thinking I'm a pro and doing all this great stuff. There we go. Thank goodness. I was just scrolling down, and again, I was minorly crushed. So, yeah, rest is something in short supply, and I think when you're running around and doing all this stuff, has it sunk in yet that this is what you're going to be doing now for the next couple of years, at least?
You know, I think it's a part of who I am as a human being, right? It is that, you know, it's a checklist. There was a goal. The goal was to improve the quality of life. And I laid out steps during the election that, you know, and the election is the process by which you are able to do that, check that off, and on to the next. And I don't know, you know, I don't really, I don't know if it's sunk in yet, actually. I don't know what to say.
Wow. I'll tell you what, I think it's amazing. I'm so excited for you and for the CNMI. I mean, this is, what I like about it the most is, like, you're super relatable, but now that a lot more people got to know you too, and it's like somebody our age. I mean, granted, I always looked at people being older doing all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now maybe that just means we're older, but
yeah, that too.
But what really just feels like it's more representative of more people. You reach like a wider spectrum of people in what you're doing and who you represent going over there for everybody.
Well, I hope so, you know, because in a lot of the conversations that I've been having with folks, you know, there's a clear difference between my mom's generation and my daughter who's 21, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, my job is to be that bridge between the two. Because times have changed, and, you know, younger folks just have a very different perspective about about how they see the world. We grew up at a time when we didn't have the access to technology. I didn't have a cell phone, I think, until after I had graduated from college and moved back home and gotten a job. And I had to get the cell phone for the job. But, you know, I had a pager.
Yes.
Remember those days, Brad?
The codes. If you get this code, call me right away. If you get this code, it means this.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so when Chester and I first met, that was how we communicated, and we had to run. I had to run back to the dorms to give him a holler back. So it's hilarious.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Like, we used to walk around without having the entire information of the entire human history in our hand, and being able to communicate with people in our hand all the time.
Exactly, right? And that's, I think, you know, technology has had such a profound impact in so many ways, that has impacted a certain generation. Whereas, you know, my mom's generation, you know, thankfully my mom is a pretty hip mom, right? She's on Instagram, she's on Facebook. Man, I'm surprised she don't have Twitter, because she'd be tweeting out church stuff all the time. Lord Jesus, I'll pray for us, right? But so she's, you know, she's on the platforms, but you know, with access to all this information comes growth, right? But also, I think one of the biggest challenge that we are facing as a society is, because there's so much access, and in the advent of these social media platforms, and our right to freely express ourselves pursuant to the Constitution, controlling misinformation and false narratives is a real big issue, I think. And so, yeah, interesting times, and how, you know, just how we have grown and advanced as a society because of technology.
Yep, and man, I can't believe, and now you're going to be taking all this, the collective everything from everybody here in the Marianas to DC. You know, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. I'm like, somebody who is, you know, like, what do you think about all this stuff? And folks in Guam, in fact, we were speaking with Patty Arroyo in Guam yesterday, and I was telling her, I'm like, look, you're going to be able to hit the ground running when you get there. It's like you're moving to a city where you already know a few friends, because you've had those conversations with DOD, you've had those conversations with FAA, you've had those conversations with the CODELs and the staff DELs and all that stuff. You're not going to be going in cold. I mean, you know all these folks. You're going to hit the ground running for the CNMI, like, right from the jump. That's why it's a win for everybody that you're going to be there. It's a really cool thing. So how does it work now? You're already flying out.
Yeah, so, you know, I was up early this morning just trying to get the travel arrangements and all these documents that are being asked to be submitted by today. Actually, tomorrow their time, right, because they're a day later, but I'm heading down to Rhoda this afternoon, so I don't have time. I got to get it done today. But I leave Monday. The orientation, the 10-day orientation begins on Tuesday. And so, you know, you get in a day early, and then I come back home. But, you know, it's an opportunity for me to learn procedures, process, and it's also the time where you get to pull, be in a lotto to find out where your office is going to be. So
is it like congressional boot camp, and who hosts this thing?
It's all the newly elected members and their designated aide. Their designated aides. And you're also going to have senior members who are there, who are caucusing to, you know, for chairmanship positions. And so I've gotten several phone calls about that, and you know, it's exciting. I got to take a step back and just, you know, look at the plans and where I best fit in some of these conversations, and who I can best align with. And so that's kind of the thoughts that are running through my head right now as I'm digesting all this information.
Well, it's got to be a ton. And so when you like when people get elected here locally, you know, like, they don't have like a budget right away to go and do stuff. I mean, you're just here, and you really start in January, right?
Yeah.
But some of this has to be paved for you already. I mean, just to get to DC and all that. So is that built into this process?
It is. And so what they do is they give you a number that you can call, and they help you make your reservations. And then, if you do decide to attend, they book the hotel for you in DC. And so, it's all paid for. And the designated aide also works as the person who helps the newly elected member transition into the office and begins receiving communications. And you got to fill out that paperwork so that they can, get on the payroll. And they're paid for a temporary period of time until we are sworn in. So that's the deal.
That's incredible. So where's the swearing in process for you? Like, where does that take place?
I think swearing in is on January 3rd. It's in DC. And so I'm going to, I come back, I return home on the 22nd. I do still have a law office that I have to, wind down very quickly here. But got to do that and just get the fam situated. And then probably head out a week before to just get acclimated and, get immediately to work.
You're going to be in the United States House of Representatives. You're going to be working at the Capitol building. You're going to be staying in we have a house there, right, for you to stay in. You're going to be walking
Actually,
through
no, we don't. We used to, but remember it got sold some time ago. And so now that's the other thing. I have to find a place to live.
Wow.
Right? Or I should say I need to find a place to lay my head on while I'm there working. I kind of feel like this is like a self-induced deployment.
It's a dorm, right? But it's got to be probably a little better. But think about walking through those halls and seeing all that stuff, rubbing shoulders with the elected colleagues from all over the United States and the territories. And you're going to be walking in there representing our islands. It wasn't long ago when we were having a conversation when you were telling me what it was like being an attorney and receiving chickens as forms of payment, like from people who couldn't do it. Now you're going to be advocating for them in the biggest way that you can.
Yeah.
It has to mean something really special.
Yeah, it is. For me, this is not about the delegacy. This is about, this election process, right? It's been grueling. I cannot unsee what I've seen. I cannot unhear what I've heard. And a lot of these things I've been hearing over the course of these past 10 years since I've been home, I just didn't see the magnitude. Just because, you kind of only see from the context from which you come from, right? And my context of Saipan has just been the business aspect of it, right? The going from my house to Joten to work, to the restaurant, to the movies, right? The mainstream roads. Mm-hmm. But when you start taking off and going into these, these side streets, these little pockets of communities, it's devastating. And to be able to have the opportunity and the privilege and the honor of being their voice and being their champion, man, I'm gonna just tell you this. I'm so excited because that's what motivates me. That's kind of what drives me anyway as a human being, right? Is helping other people, and I'm always trying to do something, right? And I get to do it on full time. I get to do it full time and not as a side gig. I get to do it full time and focus my time and attention, and I'm excited. I'm excited.
Well, it's your first time running for any office, right? And it's the biggest one, right? It's outstanding. But so you get to go and see those folks, like knock on those doors and get to hear their stories and all that.
Yeah.
But that was also not. I bet it's a great combination of a great learning experience, getting closer to the community too, to find out all that stuff. But putting in all that work, that's one of the things that people have been talking about since election night. That it's because you put in the work, that you put in the work of going to meet the people and hear their stories and do all that stuff that really saw you through, because you did. Tinian, I thought for sure, right? It was going to be, that was going to be your stronghold for sure. But man, your numbers that came in for you all over the place were great. And we were talking about this morning, Precinct 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, where did that come from? And I thought it was from the work that you did out there, but you said you got some history there too.
I do. My family is from Precinct 4, and that's where my grandmother grew up, and my mom, was there for a while before they moved to Tinian. And so shout out to my fam out there, the Lizama fam, all across the CNMI. I love you guys. Thank you for having my back. And the rest of the fam that I'm not going to start listing, because then the list is just going to be ridiculous. But, yeah. But, we also have, people on the team, Val's family's from out there. And Val, worked her butt off, to get me to get me elected. And she has a huge fam, both the Alapuzus and the Camachos. And so... and they all came out and just gave the love and support. And so they're primarily up there, right? Sagi North, I did. Biba! Thank you.
She's the MVP, the most valuable person there. She definitely helps to work all those things. She's been a part of that stuff for a long time. But like for you to come in and be first, I mean, starting from scratch, I think is pretty cool. I mean, starting from scratch politically, like getting into an election and all that stuff. But all these issues that you're going to be tackling, you've been dealing with a lot of them for a long time anyway. So so like a lot of these issues I'm very familiar with. I've been working on them, but from a pen to paper perspective, I have not been the driver per se, right? Or the captain, the one that gets to say, okay, this is the strategy. This is how we're going to do this. I've always been on the side of advising, but ultimately it's the elected official, because it's their decision to make. They're the people who have been entrusted by the people to make those decisions. And, some of these decisions are very complicated, right? And I'm glad that you asked that question, because I think, I should be very, I want to be very forthcoming about the manner in which I make decisions, just so that we're all clear, just so that everybody manages their expectations, right? I'm not here for one particular person. I'm here for the benefit of the whole. And the way that I make my decision is I hear out people and I balance. It's a constant balancing test, right? And a lot of these decisions are not about my personal views per se. It's about what is going to bring the results to the people who are seeking relief. And so, whether it be the policy or, for example, hiring staff, I walk it like I talk it. We have to start living the change that we want to live. And I know that some of these decisions that I'm going to be making in terms of just the politics of it all is going to rub people in the wrong way, especially those who've supported me. And that's okay. I'm not here to be, one of the reasons why I went to law school is that I'm not going to be reliant. I'm not doing this for a job. I'm doing this to serve. And I want to be true to the calling. I want to be true to myself. We sit here and we say this should happen, but then you get elected and then you're like, the politics, right? That's not who I am. And now that I get to make those decisions, I want to show this community what that looks like, because if I don't do that, I'm not going to be able to get the things that I want to accomplish. To benefit those people who are hurting the most. I look at this position as being the team captain of Team CNMI. And the people who are going to be the staff are the players, right, that are going to go and get that ring. And I'm trying to recruit an all-star team.
And, in recruiting that team, they need to be able to write. They need to be able to communicate effectively. They don't necessarily have to have a degree. Some positions doesn't necessarily require that, but I think that's going to be a very maybe just one position, because you're gonna need that community outreach guy, and still have to do some of these traditional things. But for the most part, we're talking about providing access to service, recommendations to policy, research as to where the gaps are, and putting pen to paper, and reaching out to various agencies on a regular basis and getting the information that we need, amplifying the voices of key stakeholders in this community. And, this is serious business. 2 years is a very short time to accomplish goals, but, I'm up to the challenge, and I know that we're not going to get everything done, but we have to show the community that that something is moving and progress is happening. And so I'm excited.
So now we know you're heading off on Monday. So then you've got I'm just calling it boot camp for a congressional boot
camp. It really
camp.
is boot camp. Yeah.
And then what are you going to you got to assemble this team, right, to help you accomplish all this stuff?
Well, I don't need to do that at the moment. What I do need to, what I have done is identified who my designated aide is going to be, and my transition aide, and who is likely going to be my chief of staff. So that has been decided. Aside and a few folks who are going to be here at the district office. I believe in continuity, Brad. Mm-hmm. You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? There are folks who work at Kilili's office who have institutional knowledge, who are incredibly professional, who are very good at their job. Paula Bermudez being one of them. And, I trust her. She's a phenomenal woman. And I'm very grateful that, she's agreed to stay on, and she's going to be assisting.
Wow, that's great.
Yes. She's, we're going to have to pull up everybody's resumes and just have that conversation. But obviously, I also want to bring in fresh blood, fresh perspective, right? We've also have Herb Yamada from DC, who's already in DC, who's an institution in and of himself, right? Who's going to be staying on, and it is likely that he is going to be the chief of staff. And I'm really excited about that because, he's been there. He knows the ropes. He has relationships, because this is not just about me having relationships, right? It's about people who are staffers who have developed relationships with other members. And so what's happening?
I was looking at the comment, Tobat Castro. He's the tint man from Dan Dan.
Oh, okay.
And he says, "Can I work for you at least to sweep the floor?" He's one of our regulars. There's a few that came in. Let's see. Just scroll up a little bit. Luisa just said, "I'll hold the dustpan." Pretty much policy to bring something to the table that benefits to the CNMI. More congratulations from Tobat. That's my Gadzo. This is Ann Etal. I know her legal background will provide a great communication process and time management. Biba Kim from Jen Sablon. And let's see, Raymond Vincent says, "Awesome, Kim. Good morning." Good morning from Carmen Orgumuro. Let's see. And then a lot of other folks just saying good morning.
Yeah,
and
good morning, good morning, good morning.
So, man, it sounds so exciting that this is what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
And man, exactly what you're talking about doing, like keeping some of those folks there, regardless of who they were with or beforehand, with the previous. Like, that is such a big healing thing after, like, elections and stuff like that. I kind of hoped that would have happened 2 years ago. And I didn't see a whole lot of that stuff happen.
Well, remember when everybody bitched and moaned about me staying on at CPA, right? Mm-hmm. And that was one of the things that the FAA was saying, is that we need continuity, right? if you look at this government accountability reports, one of the things that they point out is that our biggest challenge out here is that every time the political winds come through, they blow out these people whom they've invested a lot of money in training, who have the know-how, who have built institutional knowledge. We just take them out, right? For no other reason than,
Politics.
Than politics. And so I think that is, when we continue to do that, we are shooting ourselves in the foot. And I want to live the change that I want to see in my community, whether it be getting healthy, right? I want this community to be healthy, but I can't just preach about this community getting healthy if I myself, right, it's not living it. And so, I don't know, man. I love the CNMI, and I want us to be all in a better place. And I feel that, that's kind of what's missing, right? It's just practicing what you preach. And I hope to be that person.
Rock and Roll Washington Marathon, March 15th, 2025. I'm looking at the different running events.
Those marathons, the rock and roll ones, are so fun. They are so fun.
I'm thinking about you racing in those events in D.C. representing. Here's one that's got plenty of time. You could do it today, I know, but this one's next event's in October of 25. That's the Washington Marathon.
Never mind about that. Let's promote the hell of the Marianas. That's coming up.
Ooh, are you going to be here for it? Are you going to race?
I am, but I'm only going to do the 50 because I still don't have a bike.
What?
So somebody's going to loan me one. Yeah.
I love that you come out here and use someone else's bike and just crush.
Well, it's because I run, right? And I work out every day. And so I have that stamina.
Well, I'm going to be doing the 50K because I don't have to train to do it. And I'm not trying to beat anybody. I'm just going out there to do it.
Yeah, me too.
Last year when I did it, I got the Bluetooth headphones on and I had my phone mounted on on the handlebars. And I had a conversation with my dad as I was riding and all that stuff. I'm like, this is such a better perspective and not being focused on anything else. He's like, take your time. I'm like, yeah, we'll be fine. So it was great. But
I cruised by you, remember?
Oh, I'm surprised you even noticed you were going by so fast. Yeah, but I loved seeing your support team there from Tinian. And I don't normally get to see those guys. And it was awesome. Well, I don't get to normally see them in a support role like that, but it was really great.
Well, we used to have a bikers association, but a lot of folks have left, and but
the bat,
right? But since I've been home and we've been doing this, I've been kind of like the Tinian mascot.
Fair.
So when the whole biking thing, they're like, man, we just need a girl to do the bike thing so that to encourage other girls. So I've been doing it, but I don't own a bike. I've never owned a bike. I literally just show up on race day, and I hop on it and race. And I think being in shape through the running has helped with being not dying while I'm racing. But throughout these years, the Saipan folks, the Saipan, Nap and them, Nab, JD Co.
Yeah.
They come down, and so now they're the crew up here, and we bike together sometimes. Those are my homies.
Well, I'm excited for everything that's coming our way. You're in now. All that campaign stuff is done. You're got to kind of let that adrenaline process a little bit and then get down to it. I mean, you can only celebrate for so long before it's that time, and you're already you're in it.
No. It's been nonstop, right? I went to sleep, or I tried to go to sleep at 5 a.m., after election. And I woke up, I took about maybe a 2-hour nap, and because the phone was just blowing up, right? So I had to get up and start just answering these emails. But today I head down to Rhoda to just show my love and appreciation. Rhoda came out.
Yeah, come on in. Yeah, you can come on in. Sorry about that.
No, it's
yeah,
okay.
you can come in and just take a seat over there. Sorry about that. Dispensa,
No.
our 8 o'clock hour guests are walking in. All right,
Yeah.
so.
Well, Rhoda showed me a lot of love, and they're one of the most underserved communities as well. So I'm heading down there, and then I head down to Tinian on Saturday. The Tinian Republican Party is having an appreciation party, and so I'm gonna go and just be, with the tribe.
You said Saturday?
Saturday.
Tomorrow.
It's a picnic. Yeah.
I'll see you
noon.
there.
Yeah, for sure. And then I head back up because got to get packing and head out here shortly. But, one of the things that's going to happen here in short order is, and I've already reached out to the chamber to assist me with organizing a stakeholder meeting with all the business community for when I get back, before I even get sworn in, so that we can sit down and map out a plan of action for the economy and start, that conversation immediately. So that's going to happen in short order here. But not just with the businesses. When I get back, what I also want to do is bring in the key stakeholders within the government side that are directly impacted by federal policies and federal programs, so that we can have a conversation to talk about where the gaps are and the challenges, so that we know exactly which regulation we're talking about in terms of making these changes and advocating for. Because as I hear people and their issues, a lot of this stuff does not require law, a law being amended. A lot of it basically is just changing regulations. And so if we can begin immediately identifying those, right? Because it's a process. It's a long process to make those changes. We got to just hit the ground running and know what they are and start making the asks and knocking on these doors to be able to, advocate.
I got some questions coming in.
Sure.
So, let me get to a couple of these things before we even get to those. Just some of the other comments that I saw trickling in. Where are we? Headquarters in the CNMI. When someone says teamwork makes the dream work, with what you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
More congratulations. Wilmer Sablon, don't forget your fams in NMISF.
I love you, fun family. I'll see you guys.
Gotta love how down to earth she is, says Ann. Hashtag real folks don't hold back. Vincent Raymond says, can I request a birthday shout out for my sister, Cynthia Attal?
Happy birthday, Cindy Attal.
All right. Oh, I know this guy. Hafidades Antiro, thanks for calling the show. You want to put on your headphones?
Sure.
All right. Hey, Angelo Villagomez calling the show. Good morning.
Hey, Mr. Brad Rizal, I'm calling you from the city of Washington, D.C., and I keep up with the news, and I was watching the news about the 902 talks that just took place, and just want to, I don't know if your listeners realize this, but those talks are with the Biden administration, and in about 2 months, there'll be a whole new slew of Trump officials.
Oh, I hadn't heard.
Who I don't know. You're a funny dude. So I was just wondering. So the person leading the 902 talks on the DC side is the Assistant Secretary of Insular Affairs as a part of Interior, and I was wondering if Delegate elect had any recommendations that she could make to the Trump administration on potentially somebody from CNMI that could serve in that role.
Thank you for that question. And by the way, I saw your email. Thank you for the email. I'm gonna be responding shortly. It's just I've been inundated, so I just wanted to.
Yeah, no, I imagine you've been busy.
But yes, I have been in communications with some folks to put together a short list of somebody that we can recommend from the CNMI, because CNMI has never had representation at that level. And man, that would be so amazing if we were able to accomplish that. But we are open to suggestions, and we have some folks whose names are being considered right now, or we've put on the list. But I think the more on the list, the better it is, right? So that we have different options.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that worked.
Great. Yeah, that's a thanks.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for your call. Really appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. That's Angelo Villagomez from D.C., not Fredericksburg, as his wife scolded me. We've been there for like 10 years. All right. I'm sorry. I thought you guys were still there. But, you know, what worked for Governor Torres, what ended up working out for Governor Torres really well was after President Trump was elected the first time, he was the first person to reach out to say congratulations and everything. And I wonder if that's something, if that kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, loyalty, teamwork, because of the same party. I don't know if that would play in well for what we would have in the CNMI, especially, you know, being elected under the GOP. It was a big sweep all over the place, all over the whole nation, all the territories and everything like that. You think that that's something that might work in our favor?
I'm not sure if you know. I think that was a different time, right? And certainly, I think President Trump reached out early on during the campaigning process. I think the primary it was, right? And so they had established that rapport. And then when he had won, he welcomed Governor Torres. And Governor Torres was one of the, you know, first governors to be able to meet President Trump. You know, things are very different right now in terms of just the political landscape, and you know, we're going to have to quickly learn the ropes in terms of navigating the situation, just giving the dynamics of Washington D.C. politics, even amongst Republicans, and I'm not going to comment on that because I need to sit down. We're in the process of doing the review and the research in terms of just, you know, who's vying for what, who's aligned with what. Are they really unified? And yes, it is a majority both in the House and the Senate. But I think we're going to have to see how all this plays out within the next week or so. And, you know, it's a good thing that I'm heading out next week and I'm able to now meet folks face to face and begin to have those conversations. And so that's something that I'm not going to comment on at this time because I want to get my bearings together before I make any decisions or make any comments that's going to be taken out of context.
I hope it works out for us. I hope that, you know, with how just having a majority would somehow help you accomplish the goals that you're setting out to accomplish in DC. Maybe it helps you get a committee spot. Maybe it helps you get something. I can only see it as working out as a benefit for you, and I hope it does.
Yeah, and I'm really excited. Right, one of the first people to reach out is Elise Stefanik, and so she called, and you know, I hope to. I'm excited to actually meet her in person, and you know, have a conversation about the CNMI and how she can help me help us, because it's about us, not me, at the end of the day, right?
Yep. And I am keeping you all day. Let me just get to a couple other things. Let me scroll up real quick for other people who weighed in and said a couple of things for you. Oh, somebody else said happy birthday to Cynthia. Congratulations coming in from Gloria Hunter, from Lanny Demapan.
Thank you.
And Atal again. Yes, U.S. Rep Kim, fix our economy, please. And then Luisa Cabrera saying, how do you feel, Kim? Excited, nervous, nauseous?
All of the above. All of the above.
And then people were, saw that about the 902 and had some questions. Yeah, let's see.
So, you know, and as far as the 902, I did message the governor that I would like to sit down with him and have a conversation about what his priorities are. And, you know, just the follow throughs that we need, that is needed to be done with regards to the 902. And, you know, I think everybody or most people saw my comment, right? That I did live, you know, I recorded a comment about the timing of the 902, right? And see, this is exactly right. Like, you know, it's never a good idea to do something because it's political season. And I hate that. Do it because you're going to do it. Don't do it because it's political season and now you need to score political points. If you had been doing your job from the very get-go and doing it from the very beginning, you don't need to score those political points at the end, right? Because you've been building up and racking up your points as you go along. And it was so frustrating given the timing and just, you know, what's happening in our community. But, you know, that's done. We're moving forward, and I'm going to have this conversation with the gov, you know, because I am going to work with him, whether he likes it or not. I'm just that girl, and he knows. He knows who I am. He knows how I roll. Politics is not my deal, you know. I just happen to be running for political office, but it's not my thing in that way, right? Let's get to work because the people are upset. The people want to see something happen, and this political, like, you know what I mean, hangover. I mean, get up, work out, you know what I mean? Drink some water, drink your Gatorade, get hydrated. Let's go, team, you know?
I'm ready to go. Let's do it. I'm not kidding. I'll tell you what, I told Kim when she walked in, I'm like, you know, we were trading messages, can you make it in and all this stuff. She's like, oh, all right, I'll go to the gym afterwards. I'm like, so you're sacrificing your regular scheduled gym time on a day when you're flying to go to Rhoda just to make it in here today. And I really appreciate it.
Well, the schedule was already off because I had to get up early and do all this email. And so it's cool, man. You know, I want to be as accessible to the media as much as possible because I think as public officials, we have a duty to the community and to the people to let them know what is going on exactly, right? And I think the fear with some folks is that, you know, you're going to be criticized. Hey, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm certainly somebody's champagne. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God, that's awesome. Well, you know, like I said, you inspired me this morning to get up. I mean, that's it. Like, I got up this morning, and I'm like, well, I should go hit the gym this morning. So
Yeah.
it's the first time since I've been doing this show, I've had every excuse not to. Like, you know, I got to if I'm waking up that early, it's because I got to get to the studio and get stuff ready and everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, there's plenty of days I got here after 6. Screw this. I'm going to the gym
Good
first.
for you.
And so I got in there at 5, like, as the doors were opening this morning.
Yeah.
It wasn't that super long workout, but that's all I needed. I
Hey,
needed
man.
something to get started.
Something, you know, just get the blood pumping, right? And just, yeah.
All right, so our new elected leader who made history, not that I like to focus on, like, if it's the first man or the first woman
Yeah.
or anything like that, but it is, right? You are the first. You're first from Tinian, the first woman. And I love that it's a family tradition now of political success. I mean, your mom, brother, you. And so do you guys get to, is it like bragging rights now? Like, well, yeah, I made U.S.
You know, not really. We don't roll like that. We sit in my mom's kitchen table, man, and we just have these conversations constantly, you know, and, you know, you have a mom that's like deeply religious who feels this moral obligation to the community, right? She sees folks come to church and just, you know, are struggling and, you know, who shares stuff, right? And then Carl, he's not about the political life either, right? We had to literally pull his hair to get him to run, you know, to step up to the plate because he'll sit there and just talk about all these things that are needed to be done. And I'm like, okay, well, put your money where your mouth is, right? Because we need people to level up and contribute to solutions. We have enough of complainers and whiners. You know, we see it on social media. We have a lot of people who complain at the picnic tables. We need people who are actually working. These issues are very complicated and it's going to take some time and massaging to, you know, get some of these things done. But, you know, I told him, stop complaining. And, you know, thankfully, he himself has made history by, you know, running the first time and then going unopposed the second time. And I think that speaks volumes of the Tinian leadership and their commitment to the people. I mean, they got bashed for politically because of their support of Ralph Torres, right? And they're constantly getting called corrupt till this day because of their affiliation with Ralph Torres. But what you have to understand is that when you are, doing senatorial district politics, you're advocating for your people, and you're going to support the guy who is giving money to your community, who's supporting these programs, right? Who's giving you money to provide jobs for the people, right? And so that's what the focus is, right? It's not about you. It's about what you can bring to the community, and they delivered to the community. And so, Tinian right now, in terms of its collections, right, the economy there, it's doing good. But even if Tinian is doing good, if the CNMI, if Saipan actually is not where it needs to be, Tinian and Rhoda will always stay where it's at because that money goes into the general fund. And so we have to uplift Saipan and let it be, the shining star that it is, right? That is, lost its luster because of the economy. So that's the plan. And we're all going to be focused on working on that. And, Tinian and Rhoda, we all have to be on board on this Team CNMI, and let's get this done.
All right, go fix it. Let's go. Hey, really, thanks so much for coming in. But really, holy crap.
I know, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, like for me, right? It's like it's getting it's a task, right? Mm-hmm. It's just another task, right? That I've added on to this list, and I think the whole she's the first female, the first from Tinian, it hasn't really sunk in yet. Maybe it'll sink in when I go to Rhoda, because I really have not had a moment to myself since election day. I just have not had a moment. I just have not had that opportunity, and it'd be nice to go to Tinian, land on Tinian, and just jump and tag a beach for a minute, and you know what I mean, get some vitamin C before the picnic starts.
You're young. If you get to D.C. and you start kicking some butt and you start getting on a roll and get reelected and you're really making things work for the CNMI, you keep getting that kind of seniority like Khalili got being there for his terms. But you could really make a lasting impact if you're there for a long time and keep moving up the...
I'm not trying to be there for a long time, man. I'm going to tell you this. I'm trying to get there I'm going there to accomplish some things. And if I'm ineffective because, I haven't given it my all, right? Then that's not how I'm rolling. I'm there to do specific tasks. There's a task list. And, I have a husband who loves me incredibly, who is going to be deeply impacted by this. I mean, our whole family dynamics is changing. My whole life is changing, right? That was one thing that Ed Probst was saying, the silver lining, right? It's just the impact on your family. But let's see what we can accomplish this first 2 years and then have that conversation again, right?
Great. Well, you've got the CNMI support. Now everyone you see is going to tell you that they voted for you, so everybody voted for you now.
Hey, man, it doesn't matter. I love you, CNMI, and I'm so grateful for the privilege and the honor of serving you.
Well, we're excited for you, and we're here for you. And when you get free, when things start happening, love to.
Hey, listen, let's make this a regular thing when I come through. I get back on the 22nd, and before I head out, let's have another conversation, because I'm sure, right, there's going to be a lot of moving parts just in terms of the composition of the House, and just staffing in general, and just updates with regards to community stakeholder engagements.
All right. Well, that's your delegate-elect for the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. She's going to try to level up our Commonwealth in Congress now. And we're so thankful to have you in studio.
Thank you. Have a great morning, everybody. I love you. Hey, stay fit. Go work out.
Want to say thanks to all you guys for tuning in. We only had Kim for a little while this morning, and we got some more guests who are lining up. We're going to get you guys the Associated Press update, and then we'll be back after that. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys.
Wait, can I just say one thing?
Oh, wait. Yes, let me stop this. Go ahead.
Hey, Fund family. See you in Thanksgiving. Send my invitation to me.
All right. Great. All right. There we go. We're going to set you up with the update from the Associated Press. We're on a real quick commercial. And then we got some guys who are trying to make a big difference in our community for our veterans.
AP News. I'm Ed Donahue. The Federal Reserve cut a key interest rate again for the second time in a row. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says more cuts could be on the way.
Our baseline expectation is that we'll continue to move gradually down towards neutral, that the economy will continue to grow at a healthy clip.
With the Biden administration winding down and the Trump team getting ready to move in, Powell was asked by a reporter.
Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Powell says it's not permitted under the law to be demoted. Russian President Vladimir Putin congratulated Donald Trump on his election victory. President Biden says the American experiment endures.
We're going to be okay.
At the White House, the president says he has 74 days left in office.
I will do my duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America.
An AP Votecast survey says Donald Trump once again won the support of about 8 in 10 white evangelical Christians on Election Day. Former Trump attorney and former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani appeared in a New York court after missing a deadline to surrender assets. He owes $148 million in a defamation case involving 2 Georgia election workers.
There's nothing. I didn't commit a crime. Nobody's been investigated for 20 years and you can't find a crime. I don't commit crimes. I don't practice law improperly. I've only been doing it for 51 years.
Giuliani falsely accused Ruby Freeman and daughter Shay Moss of ballot fraud in Georgia. Tens of thousands of people in New Mexico are without power as the first major winter storm of the season is rolling across the northern part of the state and into Colorado, bringing with it snow and fierce winds that force schools and government offices to close. This is AP News. The Canadian government is ordering the dissolution of TikTok's business in Canada
after a national security review of the Chinese company behind the social media app, but said it won't block access. Canada's industry minister says it is meant to address risks related to ByteDance Limited's establishment of TikTok Technology Canada Inc. TikTok is wildly popular with young people, but its Chinese ownership has raised fears that Beijing could use it to collect data on Western users or push pro-China narratives and misinformation. I'm Karen Chamas.
The Australian government announced what it described as world-leading legislation that would set in place an age limit of 16 for children to start using social media and hold platforms responsible for ensuring compliance. Australia's Prime Minister says social media is harming kids. The age limit would take effect 12 months after the law is passed. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
Number 14,
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. Probably is not great to be down.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Motion.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who can handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, it's just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're going to figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution. They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you could choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
My name is Kelly. I've never been good at giving up. And that's okay, because I have big plans. This might sound crazy right now, but someday, I will be the captain of my own ship.
This is the captain.
Attention on deck! I'll steer through new waters. And I'll stand up to the biggest storms. Me and my crew will fight back against the toughest enemies. I'll lead the sailors on my ship, my way. And together, we will always do what is right. I'll show the world any girl can be a captain. I'll show them that I am enough. No matter what comes my way, I'll stay the course. Because history won't remember those who took the easy way out. My name is Kelly, and it means determination.
All right, good morning and welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:08. It's Hawaii time here in the Marianas. 8:08, it's 81 degrees out here in Saipan. The humidity's at 82%, and it is feeling nice out there. That rain's let up. Yeah, there's some puddle, but we're okay. You can splash it around. You can go get a free car wash on the side of the road. Looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the day. Partly sunny skies, high near 87. Winds out of the east 10 to 14 miles per hour, and the chance of precipitation 30%. Well, we already got a bit of rain today. That's not so bad. Isolated showers tonight too. Don't worry about that. If you plan on cutting the grass, maybe that could be your excuse not to do it tomorrow. Partly cloudy throughout the night, low around 78, and winds out of the east. It's going to be a little breezy, but not too bad. It's not going to be that thunderstorm stuff that we had the other night that got everybody out of bed. But you know what they say? If it ain't raining, you ain't training. And we got some guys who know a few things about that. We've got some fellow veterans in the studio. This might be the rowdiest party that we have. Oh, I got to step back. This might be pretty cool. They're already throwing all kinds of insults. They thought I was in the Navy. So I'm going to have to bounce back from that and see if I can't recover. But let's go around. We're going to be talking about the newest veterans group in the CNMI that really aims to get folks involved. But I'm not going to be the one to tell you about it. I'm going to be the one learning about it just along with you guys. And maybe we could start off with a little roll call. Everybody grab a mic and then tell everybody who you are and tell us who you served with so you get branded properly.
So I'm Jesse Stowe, 11 Bravo,
Huh.
served with the 100 Battalion, Echo Company from Saipan. And good morning, everybody. Army, yeah?
Yeah, you could get, 11 Bravo Army, there we go. Hey, and really, guys, get real close. Get real close to it.
My name is Kristen Duenas. I'm a member of Project Saipan 670 Body Check, Army Reserves.
Oh, what was your MOS?
I was 13 series.
All right, so artillery.
Yes, sir.
All right, don't worry, that thing's going to be fine.
Good morning. My name is Joe Kevin Villagomez. I am not a veteran, but I lead the Governor's Challenge, which addresses the behavioral needs of veterans. And I'm working closely with gentlemen and their organization to support them, apply for grants with them, and get the word out to help our veterans.
Good morning, everyone. Eric David here. Served in the military, Army, 11 Bravo, with Sinamai.
All right, you can stay.
I'm probably the most out of place, but Anthony Demopon, Army, 88 Mike, and that's whoa.
Yeah. All right, so 88 Mike makes me think either was it trucks, is it motor pool stuff?
Yeah, transporter.
All right. Look at this. This is awesome. It's great having you guys in studio, and especially this is the most veterans I've had in studio at the same time, and having a great supporter with you, Joe Kev. This is really great. So tell us about this new organization. Was it Project Buddy Check 670?
Yes.
And how did it get started and all that? Give me the whole spiel.
Well, basically, I want to say it started with a group of guys. I'm going to give you a little history.
All right.
It originally started with about 2 to 3 years ago by a group of veterans who gathered on the weekends and just shared what they were experiencing, be it physical, mental, or emotionally, or kind of helping each other out during that time. It was a small group. They did it around over a game of golf. And as the sessions went on, and they would discuss their distress, their issues, and they thought that such sessions was very beneficial for them. So they first started a group as the Go for Broke Veterans Association. And then eventually later on, as it grew, the name attracted other veterans, and then they started to come up with a Project Buddy Check to include all veterans, and then from then on, supporting veterans in time of need during those times, and you can also add that we can help guide veterans through the claims process. Although we're not subject matters experts, but we can help by sharing our own experiences. And one of our biggest goals is to secure the building structure facility where veterans can go to and where we can deliver our programs. There's been plans to provide veterans with access to computers, places of information, gathering, wind down. It have even a recreation center. We also aim to hold several events throughout the year, which is the first being the Family Fun Day, golf tournaments, fishing, family-oriented functions, culinary lessons, whatever program it may be that veterans can participate at no cost. That's pretty much where we're at now.
That's great. I love the whole purpose of the organization and how it came about. So you guys were the ones doing the golf. One of my brother-in-law, it was Randy Pagapler, was telling me about it. Jay Bacani was telling me about it too.
Yes.
And I'm like, he's like, yeah, we're gonna go. I'm like, all right, let me know. Jay, where you been? Yeah. But I heard about it. I love it. I'm like, as long as you guys aren't good at golf, then I will hang out with you guys and golf. Just because I'm not good. I'm only going out there to hang out. Like, I'll play, You know, I know how to hit the ball, but
Let's say Brad, the round pretty much takes like about 4 hours round because
bring it.
we're like
Just pick
looking
it
for
up.
the ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But what I want to say is one of our biggest achievement was to partner with the Governor's Challenge because they have the mental side of the house, and so they can assist us with that. Through the Governor's Challenge, we've got several members trained as grief counselors, so that's helped the project pretty much.
Well, I'm gonna try something a little different here. Because it looks so weird seeing you hold this whole thing. And it doesn't look comfortable. All right, I'll take this off here. See, look at that.
Better.
There you go.
Even better.
See, just hold it all the way up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there, like uncomfortably, yeah. Yeah, there you go. See, get real close.
Yeah, basically
there you
that's
go.
What we've experienced challenges, and we think that other veterans also experience these challenges. And it's hard when you're alone, but as a group, we can help one another. And basically the name of the project, Project Body Check, is, so like every last Saturday of the month, we hold meetings. Basically, that's the time we check on everybody, make sure everyone's okay. So like, if we can get veterans to start coming to this monthly meeting, we can start checking on hey, this is where we share issues, how can we help each other through the claim process. One thing here, some people, right, we've experienced where we said, hey, come and join us and the guy said, oh, well, I never deployed, so I'm not a veteran. Which is a misconception.
No,
yeah, it is. You know what I mean. So
yes.
These are the things we need to, and basically through this golf thing, little get-togethers, we kind of learn about these things. So we said we need to set up some kind of a group that's gonna kind of educate the community at the same time educate other veterans, and a place where they can go and seek help or ask questions. And so. Right now, we don't have a set meeting place. We're still kind of, because we're new.
You guys can hang out here.
and through this whole process, many people have offered places. So that's really, the thing is just to start getting veterans to start coming into the monthly meetings. And through this whole process, 3 to 4 years, we've been looking at this thing. We've realized that the cinema doesn't really have any numbers. Like one of our biggest problems, we tried to do the grant and then the numbers are not the same. Everybody has a different numbers of veterans that are here, right? So this is another thing for the project, is to try to help, get that number right. So we can, the more numbers we have, the better the voices. If we go up and say, hey, here's 300, 400, 1,000 veterans, and this is what they want. I mean, this is how we're gonna, hopefully it's how we're gonna get things done, and so that's basically what we kind of envisioned when we started the group. And I'm really thankful to Joe, Kevin, because when we partnered with the Governor's Challenge, we learned a lot about the mental side of the house. And in dealing with veterans, I think that's one of the most important things, because, they need guidance in that part. So, like I said, we got members that have received training, and the Governor's Challenge does a lot of training. I mean, like for spouses, for veterans, not many people, the last meeting, the turnout was not so good because we're not really getting out there and telling the veterans, you need to come, because the family structure is one of the most important. That's the first basic place, or the first place where someone's gonna realize maybe there might be something wrong, and I need to. And so, family members also need the training. Yeah.
Is there any support for Jody? No.
I'll tell you a story, right? So,
oh no!
And we were, the movie Unfaithful, right? We were like, where were we? I think it was somewhere in Louisiana or some Fort Polk maybe. And so we're like in this, all the guys are there.
JRTC.
And, there was like a break, so somebody, that was the movie that someone like played, right? And then the phone line was like, there was a line and the phone line said, what happened?
Oh my God. That's great. I'll tell you what, I love hanging out with fellow vets, and even the folks who support when you're around. I mean, like, the language is the same, just throwing that out there. Like, if I threw that out there in some other random group or something like that, they wouldn't know what are you talking about? You mean that Jody guy who works at the Crown? No. There's a tradition of cadence that goes along with Jody. But anyway. You know what? But you're right on. That's such a great thing. I love it when folks get together, and for something like this, you guys like, hey, there's no one doing this, so we're going to start this ourselves. So we're going to fill this need, and it's a legitimate need. That's great. You were talking about like even like the mental part of it and everything too. It's tough. I ended up not getting all like too sappy and all that stuff, but like going through a little bit of that, and it's so personal. Like, you can't compare it to somebody else's, right? It's so unique to each person and their experience. And it's funny, the first thing is, because somebody approached me like, hey, have you talked to anybody? I'm like, no. The thing is that you're like, no, dude, those guys had it way worse than me. I can't go and talk to anybody about anything. Like, how can you say that to anybody, right? And that's the one thing, because that's kind of how it was when we were in, right? I mean, like, like sick call. You don't want to be right? You don't want to be that guy who's not in formation for something like that. And it's the same kind of stuff, man. And what you guys are doing, just empowering other people and empowering folks who could really use it.
Yes.
What do you think's well, let me start with this, Joe Kevin.
Yeah.
Dispensa, I don't know a whole lot about the Governor's Challenge.
You're not the only one, and I'm so proud that this group of veterans are a major part of it. But the Governor's Challenge, when Governor Palacios and Lieutenant Governor Apateng came in, one of the first tasks was to join the Governor's Challenge. And the Governor's Challenge is a partnership between the federal program, USVA, and the Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Administration, and the local government, particularly to put to three main prongs: was to identify our veterans and their families, let them know about the services that they have available to address their behavioral health needs, and also to do a lot of the training that Jesse alluded to, and also to decrease any lethal means for those that are contemplating hurting themselves. We give out gun locks. We give out tools, so how to make your house more sensitive, to not have readily available tools that somebody can use when they're in a crisis. And that's the word to get out. But the keystone part in even the Governor's Challenge, and as Jesse alluded and you alluded, if we don't get the veterans involved, it will not move forward, okay? CGC, which is a key part of the Governor's Challenge, is part of the government. We don't have that many veterans, but now that we're partnering with the Veterans Association, we have a lot of plans. One of the main plans, as was talked about having a center, is that they have a team and our team together coming to apply for a grant that will allow up to $750,000 per year to identify a building, hire veterans to run the Veterans Center, and provide all these services, right? The money is there, we just need to apply. But now that they have a whole cohort of folks wanting to focus on this, it's not what we in the Community Guidance Center wants or the government. What do the veterans want? So we know the drop-in center is one of those things. Mm-hmm. The other thing is to get veterans to be listed. We have a difficult time finding out who's a veteran. Never mind that we're addressing behavioral needs, which encompasses both regular health issues, behavioral health issues, but also suicide ideations. For veterans, service members, and their families, okay, we have a difficult time. So we need to get the word out there more and more. And unfortunately, it's not a mass appeal that works, it's an individual. So when Kathy, for example, went to a meeting and there was a veteran there and introduced it, like you, I don't know anything about this, right? We do talk about it, but a lot of the veterans, when it comes to behavioral health issues, they have other physical health issues that are more pressing to their needs. So they want to be able to go see their doctors in Guam or Hawaii, and they don't focus as much on the behavioral health needs. We address the families because usually they are the recipient of a lot of those anger and behavioral issues that the veterans have. So we're getting veterans coming in. You're right, we don't mix them with the general population, mainly because the needs and the what needs to be addressed, the rest of the community doesn't know and deal with. We are actively searching for a counselor with veteran background. We used to have a Marine as part of our council. And the greatest thing was that veterans would be coming to see this individual, but also, especially the Marines, you leave no men behind. Mm-hmm. They stay with their clients in good times and bad times and follow them through. So having a clinician with that kind of background is really conducive. So that really is in the gist of the Governor's Challenge. Anybody that's interested in joining the Governor's Challenge please give us a call. You are more than welcome. We try to meet quarterly, if not earlier, to go about what are their plans. I mean, we met last week mainly because we have the Veterans Day coming up, and there's a lot of activities that this gentleman will talk about. But yeah, it's just we need to reach out to them because the challenges are very different from the regular public that needs behavioral health services.
Well, it's a massive undertaking too. I mean, I think it's a big deal, the education campaign, right. But a lot of people have tried to list the number of veterans that we have here in the CNMI, and they have been unsuccessful, and because it's hard to do it. Yes. It's hard to get people to come out and do that and stand up and be recognized, and maybe the message hasn't reached them, or maybe they just don't see the need.
Yeah. And some of them don't want to be identified as veterans, even though they're veterans. Because we have the 988, right? So we have 988 is a crisis call center here. We average about 4 or 5 calls a month, maybe, from veterans, but they don't want to identify themselves. They just need a time to address their needs at that point in time, and we address those needs. But we don't. How do you count that as a veteran when we don't even know where they serve, what branch they were in, and if they want to, and they just said, I don't want to be identified as coming in as a veteran. Mm-hmm. Those are some of the challenges that face us.
Now, how about you guys, though? You guys been around talking to some of the, I'll just say the bros. And it's, by the way, it's not just guys who are veterans. We just have them in here today, but have you been able to get some? Now you're wrapping him up. He's never gonna be able to leave. But do you get some women who come in, some female vets who have joined the ranks at all?
For right now, we know we have female veterans out there.
Mm-hmm.
They might be busy or whatever, but I just want to bring up a point that you brought up earlier. Is it's hard for some veterans to identify themselves as veterans. And I've been in military and out of the military. What I've seen so far, the hardest thing to do to even identify yourself as or whatever, holding them back is pride. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with letting that pride go and come in. Now that we have an organization that's starting up, please come in. Put your pride to the side. Come in and join us, because we do have folks again that have experienced what you've been through, and we can help you.
Yeah.
Well, you guys you guys were all how old were you guys when you served?
Young bucks.
Yeah.
I was 22 years old when I decided to serve.
23? Right. Jess?
I was pretty old when I went in, because I was when I was like 30 already.
Yeah.
I went to basic, and that's one of the things, we have the local reserve unit, right? So it was like, hey, I'm gonna join the reserve unit, do drills on the weekend, then I'm gonna, I can buy beer at the PX.
Yeah.
It's cheap, right? So I really never thought I was gonna deploy. And then the unit got deployed twice, right? So I got myself there, and I've been through my challenges. I've had a lot of. It's difficult. We've lost people. I mean, that's one of the hardest things. It's hard. And And so, man, this is why we're trying to do this, right? One of the things too that we really need to address too is and that's why Project Body Check, we cannot leave the families out. I mean, those families that pay the ultimate price. And so, those are what drive us. Maybe we need to take care of ourselves, And it's part of self-care. I mean, I enjoy doing this. When I do this, I feel like I'm taking care of myself. Taking care of other vets, it's like taking care of myself. It's one thing that drives me. If I wake up in the morning, I don't really have anything to think about. But when we started this project, I was like, I gotta get up, because I gotta make sure that this thing happens. Because there might be other guys out there that need the help,
And there are.
Yeah, and this is the main part of this project, right? Is to us identify those people that really need the help, so that they can take care of them.
Just being able to share the way you just did is massive. That's what the stuff. The reason why I was getting to asking when you guys served is because I started when I was 17, right after high school. But that stuff gets ingrained in you about being tough. Suck it up and drive on. Right, that's it. You get past it, and that's it. You don't have a whole lot of time to talk about all that stuff. Plus, dudes don't usually cry in front of other dudes because we're not supposed to, That's it, pussy, all that kind of stuff. But that's not how it is. But that's the culture, right? that was the culture when we were in.
Our culture is men don't cry.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you my story, right? So I got up we came back from the second floor around 06, like that. And then I was out for a while. I had issues with the family, with work. Who helped me was another vet. And I never knew that I could file a claim. I didn't know that. I'm a staff. I'm a wood guy. My job is to get the soldier in shape, get him to get out there. And, when I say, this is your lane, you stay on this lane. That's my job as a staff, right? Through all the trainings I went through, the leadership schools, that's what I was taught. So I never thought about myself, I need to file this claim and try to help myself because I'm having this, and my job don't pay me too much. And, I have insurance and stuff, but another vet approached me and said, have you filed a claim? Because people were kind of seeing, he saw the anger in me, right? And he was like, I said, what claim? I didn't know I could file a claim, right? And so he helped me, and we filed my claim. He said, do this, grab this thing. If someone else that was not a vet had come to me like that, I would have said, that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
But this is another guy we deployed with, and I said, oh shit, maybe I need to do this. If this guy's doing it, I gotta do it. And so when I did mine and I got my claim, I was like, other people might be like me. They don't know about these things, and they need to find out about this, right? Like, and they need help. So that's one of the things to like me and so you know the person that helped me were working is with us also working in this group. So we're really trying to. That's basically what is to help veterans empower them, you know, and their families to get what they're supposed to be. You know, Joe Biden himself wrote a letter, right? You know, he said this is the number one priority of the United States, right? Is to take care of those that they have sent into harm's way, to protect the freedom that we enjoy today. And so, you know, and you know, so that's basically what.
So it's great that you guys are doing this. The first thing, I mean, there's going to be plenty of stuff that we could talk about with all this stuff. Let's jump to this weekend.
Yes.
You guys, how'd you put this together? What's happening and everything, and who's invited? What you can give us the whole thing. Like what's going on this weekend? Okay, so let me change that. Not because on Monday, Veterans Day, yes. Right? So 11th day, 11th hour of the 11th month, every year is Veterans Day. And so that'll be at Memorial Park at 11 o'clock. And then afterwards, you guys are hosting an event.
Yes. So the plan is, you know, we have that memorial, I mean the ceremony every year, right?
Yep.
You MC there, right? So we always do that, and then afterwards there's always kind of like, so we decided maybe it would be nice if we finish the ceremony and then we could just like, you know, have lunch there and just kind of have veterans around, share war stories or, you know, so that's what we're going to do this weekend is kind of like have a family day, but basically is to kind of have lunch there so people can come and eat after the ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Bring the kids. We're going to have some games like those, you know, simple games. We went out. The community's been great. I mean, it's the businesses are having a hard time now, but we sent out solicitation letters and they've been great. I mean, they've responded. So we have some food, drinks, you know. So we'll have that after the. And that's one of the things we wanted to ask you is, you know, during the ceremony, when if you can have a chance, invite, because all veterans are invited, you know, not just combat vets. I mean, if you're a veteran, you're invited to come down and you know, like, one of the things we'll have there is we want to know what veterans want, you know, the activities they want here in the cinema. So we will have a little, just a short survey. You don't have to give us your whole thing, but at least tell us what do you want, what activities do you want, because if funding becomes available, we will try to provide that for veterans, you know, like whether it's you like fishing, we can host a fishing derby. You know what I mean, for veterans. We can host a golf tournament for veterans. There's many people that want to have a veterans golf tournament, and there's some businesses that have, you know, shown interest in sponsoring a golf tournament. So, you know, the more people we can get down to American Memorial Park, the more veterans, you know, we can get down there, the better we have an understanding of what veterans want. Because we don't want to dictate what veterans want. You know, we want veterans have certain needs and wants, and they should come down and. But I want to make something clear that we are not clinicians. You know, that's why we partnered with the mental health people, because we really need their help. But we can guide in when it comes to medical and stuff like that, and tell you like maybe you need to do this and this. But we're not doctors. We're just grunts, you know. So we cannot like do medical stuff.
Yeah, I know that stuff about the claims. I got my service-connected disability, but it's only 10%. And it took so much just to even get to that I really want them to deal, like, I'll share, I don't mind, but my hearing, right? So shoot, move, and communicate. You could do that at the range with earplugs, but not everywhere else, right? And man, I know that my hearing is not the same when I have to have someone tell me like the same thing like 4 times in a row, and I can't understand it. Like I just can't do it. Like in a crowded room, I am screwed. Like I do a lot of nodding, I'd be like, yeah. But like my wife was talking right in my ear. I'm like, oh, mother. I'm like, yeah. And I could not get it. And that's what got me to do it. But anyway, then I got the guys who were telling me, yeah, you can appeal it and you'll do it. But man, it took so much energy for me to even file the first time. And here, no, I'm like, you guys, like I'm not here doing this for a job. Like I'm doing this because just fuss up, just admit that this is what happened when I was served, and it sucks. It's like, it's called the Veterans Affairs, right? The VA. Yes. But it's like, it seems like you're working against us, when we're trying to get stuff too. Mm-hmm. It sucks. And I think it's a lot of it. You got some of those guys who there's people who take advantage of it, right? Yeah. I know people who have like 100% disability who are in friggin' ripped up in great shape and everything. I'm like, these are the guys that are going to end up on TV, like busted, on the news or something like that. But you screw it up for people who actually had stuff that happens. And I don't know if they appreciate the toll it takes on people filing that kind of stuff. It's hard to even get to the start line to admit that stuff happened. Not to mention then to be told, no, we can't prove it, not enough. But if I appeal it, I should be able to get it. Like why are you going to do that to me? Why do I have to go through that?
Yes.
Okay, now I'm oversharing.
Well, I just want to also share, just recently I was in Texas for about 4.5 months, deployed for FEMA, and I've met, during my downtime, I've met several veterans there. These guys are at 70, 80, 90%, and right now, through their experience, their documents pushing for 100% is being scrutinized very, very, it's hard for them to even get to 100%, and it's taking years. So, they were telling me, I'm giving up already, and these guys served 20 years on the line, mm-hmm. That's why I'm sharing this, because I don't know whether our soldiers or veterans out there here in the cinema, they may go through that type of experience, but don't give up, we have each other here. I'm glad that this 670 or this organization had formed, because even me at 60%, and also just trying to even get my ear checked. I failed several times, got letters from the VA saying that I failed, and my wife is complaining, why do I have to have her repeat herself like 10 million times? And I started late. When I enlisted was at 33. We made a deal, 5-10 years prior to enlisting. She told me, until your son reaches 5 years old, you're enlisting. Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, that was the part of the deal, So I enlisted at 33, and served 8 years, and I'm here with the guys right now, supporting them 110%.
Oh, in regards to service connection, yeah, it's a very difficult process. As we know, most of the time the VA is never going to give you what you might deserve, may or might deserve, because it goes off the Code of Federal Regulations, But they don't. There are some veterans that got 100% off the bat, but that's because most of them have had actual, Purple Hearts or whatever it is, situation that got them. I came out 0. I'm already 100.
Wow.
But I got shot by an RPG, and I went over a cliff, with a group of guys, and I smashed my neck. And then that kind of gave me a cervical back, breaking my tailbone too. I fell on an ammo cam, 50 cal ammo cam. And then as I was holding the gunner's gonna fly out of the vehicle, we went off a 20-foot cliff, man. And we landed flat, and this is a 6-ton vehicle. So fully armored. I held my gunner, he was gonna fly out. as I held him, he pulled me out and I smashed my head up to the ceiling. And this is a up armored vehicle. And it's hard when you land, you know. Mm-hmm. And then we went to proceed to go check the guy RPG. Well, all that happened, that was a JDAM. You know what a JDAM is?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got shot. So first we got shot by an RPG. He missed. Then we had a JDAM air support available. But they didn't clear our area. We were using another vehicle because the other one got blown up by a Humvee. By an IED. So we're using a vehicle that didn't have the Blue Force tracker in. So they didn't clear the area first. So when they shot the RPG, our motormen started shooting back. So I was feeling all those motor rounds going over my head, you know, and it was really, really kind of shocking. You know, you just don't know what's going on. It's happening really quick. And then next thing you know, they tell you, get out of there now. And then, you know, next thing you feel that blast of those JDAMs, they leave about a 30 by 40 foot crater. Did you imagine that? We went over there to check, there was nobody left. Even if we wanted to, a house would be gone. And that experience was very traumatizing to me. In the end, I ended up with my sore neck still pulling out a 500-pound bomb out of the ground, you know, because we had one UXO. So we had to recover that UXO, you know. And guess what? We forgot the shovels. So we digged it out with our K-bars, you know, and then carried that shit all the way through to our Humvee and carried on. After that, I did RTO overnight. And then on another day, went on to another patrol. And you see, that's not a very common job for an 88 Mike.
No.
No, that doesn't happen. But I have one of those, my story is very, very different. You know, I guess because I was in the 100 bat, and during that time we were short man-powered, so they pulled everybody from everywhere, and everybody became frontline men. We even had cooks that were doing a lot of, you know, raids, been on a lot of raids, high-value targets. A lot of these things, shooting motor rounds. I've never shot any of those until everything I got in combat was just combat experience. And then when I got out, it starts with the VA process. Yeah. And then, especially when it came down to it, it's all about paperwork. And like you said earlier, you know, some people do game the system because they probably come up with the paperwork. Some don't, but there are some sincere guys out there. Mm-hmm. Overall, I think in the end, it's the VA who decides that, you know, who gets what or what. And then if someone also feels that they probably don't deserve, I mean, we shouldn't really judge too much people because they may look okay, but the inside is probably struggling. I mean, I'm one that I think you guys can see I look pretty good, but I got a cervical injury. You know, I'm just glad I didn't break. What saved me was my body armor. It saved me from cracking because I felt my neck crack as the pressure, you know, when you land off a cliff. And then I sat down, you break your tailbone, you feel your whole body crack up. What saved me was my body armor. It saved me from cracking down. Because after I would have been paralyzed, you know. But since then, and I was very lucky and unfortunate. So after that, I joined the Wounded Warrior Project in Hawaii. I linked up with one of my battle buddies. I medevaced him out, and he was also wounded by a IED. Along with one of our other boys that was, he got hit at least 3 times. And, you know, they look fine, but they're just strong, man. Some are just really tough, you know, hard as steel. But the inside is covered with alcohol and maybe, you know, lack of peer support that we're trying to provide. And that's what benefited me from being in a group, from everything from Wounded Warrior Project to VFW. We, you know, they've helped me in many ways. I have a lot. Like I said, I'm a product of a group that has made me where I am now. You know, if it wasn't for that, I'd probably be dead. You know, that's for sure. You know, suicide is very real. You know, I have lost at least 3. And I don't intend to lose any more. So we just got to keep going, and hope all the veterans come down on Veterans Day for Family Fun Day, so we can all enjoy ourselves, get to know each other, and empower each other. And for those vets who are pending on their claims, that's what we're here for. We're here to empower you to continue on with your claim until you feel you get what you deserve. Yeah. So
Well,
that's what I like.
Man, I gotta tell you, thanks so much for being here. Being on this is, cool for me and stuff like that, but just being able to talk to you guys is pretty awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Brad, and for all the sponsors, the Governor's Challenge, and if it wasn't for you guys, honestly, we this would not happen, and we're really, really very grateful. And anyone else who wants to support our Project Buddy Check, you can email us at www.projectbuddycheck670.nmi@gmail.com.
Yeah, I got it on the screen.
Oh, good.
And so just going back to say so many people weighing in to say thank you guys for your service. A lot of those, you got a hua in there too. Thanks to the veterans. Hopefully Veterans Office will get more funds for a fully functional Veterans Center. Let's see, happy Advanced Veteran Days to the men and women from in the CNMI who wore the uniform. Hugs, they got your 6. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Again, all this same kind of stuff. Thank you for your service. Our veterans matter. This is Jocelyn. Our veterans matter. They do it all for us. I pray every day for our people. Nico Tomakani, I think it's mostly stigma as well as the fear of letting loved ones down that's making them reluctant to go out and seek help. There may be more to it as well that I will never truly understand or relate to because I had the honor of serving our country. Hold on one second. Like these brothers and sisters of ours. But one thing we all have in common is the fact that we're all human. Yep. Ann Isabel says, only military families truly understand the sacrifices we take care of each other. Nico said, he never had the honor, but he's still with us on that. Daryl Tomakane saying, maintaining contact. Who you with, big dogs? A lot of other stuff here. Nico again came in and said, I could see how many of us civilians don't realize that the sacrifices these men and women make for our country extends way beyond the battlefield. We cannot thank you enough, veterans. God bless you all. I'll tell you what. We got onions in here? What's going on? Thought you guys were just coming in for a chase. Anyway, but it's stuff like that. I'll tell you what, it impacts me too, seeing that kind of stuff. Something and little stuff. I was telling the guys who came in here, Bernie Dela Cruz came in, and Willie came in from, he's the VA, the federal VA guy here, right? But it's little stuff, like, we don't go out asking for anything, right? Like, nobody's asking, hey, I'm a veteran, give me, no. But, 3 years ago, I went to the States for the first time since all the veteran stuff became a bigger deal, like when people started saying stuff like that again. And I'm like, oh, man, I got a free coffee at Starbucks. I was kind of choked up at that. Like, I didn't expect that at all. Like, they're like, thank you for your service with you can have a coffee. What do I get? You can have whatever you want. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
There's so much generous people out there.
Yeah.
Very generous.
But I just felt like that's just felt like real appreciation and stuff that you never ask for, but it was just there. It was awesome. Yeah. Holy cow! Well, what are so people that want to get in touch? Project Buddy Check 670.nmi@gmail. That's how you can get involved. This Monday after the ceremony at 11 o'clock, there's going to be a big family get together there. If you're a veteran, come on over, introduce yourself, or don't, just hang out. And there's going to be some chow.
There's going to be some food, some drinks, games for the kids, and also a raffle. Right, guys? There's going to be some raffle or some prizes.
Raffles? Holy cow.
So.
Fill out a survey.
Yeah.
For a raffle.
Yes.
We're bribing you.
Hey, I don't know if you guys are open to this, and I'm not putting you on the spot. So it's just something to think about, consider. When we take a break, I'll show you guys the studio in the back over here too. But I thought about doing just a veteran show. They do one in Guam, and the guy from VFW used to run it, and now they've got some folks who are the veterans advocates that are there. It doesn't have to be like a long thing. Maybe it's like a half an hour. Maybe it's like an hour or something like that. They do it every week. We wouldn't have to do it every week. We could if you want, but they call it Vet Talk. It's
I'm with you, Brad.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll show you what we got, and I don't even have to talk. It's gonna be all you guys. I could just produce it from the other side.
Actually, Brad, one of the things that was in my mind when I came this morning was I should ask Brad to join us because we don't have a PIO.
Hey.
So, help us get the word out there.
Getting enlisted all over again.
But you'll be with a group of brothers, so.
Oh man, it felt like that from the moment you guys walked in. That's great.
Yes.
Man, I'll tell you what. What we'll do, we'll wrap up. You guys got my card now. That's my regular number plus the show number, and all my contact info. And if you guys go golfing again, man, you better call me because and I got to give it to Jay because I never heard him. He never called me about golf. But if you guys end up doing that again, and by the way, I got like 6 free passes or 5 or 6 free passes for golf over at Lau Lau that I got from a raffle thing too. Wow. So, I mean, if you guys are gonna do some golfing, let's do it. Let's do it.
So, for the golf, one of the plans, because some of the guys like to play golf, and that's why we said the monthly meeting on the last Saturday of the month, because the guys that want to play golf will play in the morning and they will meet in the evening.
Great.
And so that's time to get the golf game going.
Shoot. Well, hey, man, thank you guys for putting this organization together. Thanks for sending the emissary. Nobody says no to Kathy, right?
Yeah.
Kathy, she's just the absolute best. She does everything for everybody.
Yes.
Yes, shout out to Kathy.
Yep.
Yes, Kathy,
Thank you so much.
We cannot thank Kathy enough. All this is pretty much because, we're not used to putting things together. But Kathy really came out and she just helped us put the whole thing together.
She is an angel.
And then Tritton says that we better show up at 8
Now, before we close,
yes, sir.
I just want to actually share the venue location. I know we're having the ceremony at the flags at the AMP, but the event for Family Fun Day would be over at the bowl field, softball field at AMP, American Memorial Park. So that's, if guys, after the ceremony, want to walk down. Event starts from 12 to 4.
Okay.
So come one, come all. It's open to all veterans and the public as well if you want to come and support.
Man, that's great. I'm going to be there for sure. Tobot's like, y'all need a beer, and Brad's got a fridge. And Brad's got a fridge with your choice. So sure, there's a lot of go juice in there for sure. Daryl Tomacati said, you can have my Bud Light, brother. And Louisa said, when I worked at Starbucks at the Maryland house, I used to give active military free drinks, and I almost got fired for it. I was like, what? That's what we should do. So I started paying for their drinks. Thanks, Louisa. That's great. All right, guys. Well, I hope I get to see you guys a lot more than just today, but I'll definitely see you guys on Monday. So you mentioned VFW. So our post.
Life member.
Oh, yeah, me too. So we're going to Tinian tomorrow. In fact, I got to pick up steaks today. There's 13 Marines over there. It's the Marine Corps birthday this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I wasn't a Marine, but I'm like, we normally would host them at VFW, and they would have a party, cut the cake, and do everything. We never did that for the Army, but they do it for the Marine Corps.
The Marines, we love the Marines.
Yeah. So what we're doing, there's a handful of us. We're buying some steaks. I worked it out with Star Marianas. They're going to fly the steaks over today. For free, and then the JC Cafe is going to prepare the steaks and all the sides, and they're giving us a ridiculous deal for all that stuff too, so that when we fly over tomorrow, day trip, we'll do that whole, they get to sing the happy birthday to the Marine Corps, do all their cake cutting stuff and all that, make them feel pretty good about being here, and then we'll end up coming back here. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you guys feel like hopping on a plane tomorrow, let me know.
Maybe next round.
Yeah. Next year. Well, it's easier if they come here. That's how I could say. But they're on the no fun plan on this deployment.
They're doing big work down there with the Navy too.
Mm-hmm. So we're just bringing it to them.
That's awesome, man. Awesome VFW.
Good support.
Shoots. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for being here. You guys really made my day. This was awesome.
No, thank you. You did.
I just want to say something like for the veterans in Tinian and Rhoda.
Yeah.
We don't miss. I mean, we're not we want to actually we're looking for a representative, somebody that will represent Tinian. I know there's John Anto down there. We've spoken to him in Tinian. We need someone from Rhoda to step up, and we need to work together with everybody. So we're not this is not just for Saipan. This is for all the veterans in the CNMI. And so we would really like to include Tinian and Rhoda into the stuff.
Great. Thanks so much, you guys. I'll tell you what, we're going to take a real quick break. And when we come back, we've got folks from the Brown Tree Snake program that are going to be coming in. But before it's a great idea for me to run our next commercial from a veteran-owned business here in the CNMI. I don't know if you've been there, but it's the newest gym, the newest facility in the CNMI. It's over here in Chalcanoa, just down the street on Beach Road. You look for the tallest building. It's the Aquarius Beach Tower. Right underneath it, the gray building with the green highlights, Laddie Built 24-hour fitness. You don't have to worry about it not fitting into their schedule. They're open 24 hours, so you can go there anytime if you're a member. They've got great machines. They got great free weights. They got the bikes. They got the treadmills. They got an octagon. They got supplements. The only thing they need is you. So go on down there. Tell them that we sent you. And I think you'll be pretty happy that you did.
Thank you. Let's get together.
Where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book. Be a Lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence to build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down 3-0.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Ocean.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who can handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it, and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, is just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there. and you could choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. The Federal Reserve's cut its key interest rate by a quarter point in response to inflation's steady decline and low unemployment. Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
We continue to be confident that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the economy and the labor market can be maintained, with inflation moving sustainably down to 2%.
As for the impact of Donald Trump's election,
in the near term, the election will have no effects on our policy decisions. As you know, many things affect the economy, and anyone who writes down forecasts in their job will tell you that the economy is quite difficult to forecast looking out past the very near term. Here, we don't know what the timing and substance of any policy changes will be.
President Biden addressed the nation on the outcome of the election this morning. Sagar Magane reports some Democrats are blaming him for Kamala Harris's defeat.
Some Harris allies believe the president cost Democrats the White House by waiting so long to leave the race, leading to the man he beat 4 years ago preparing for a return to office.
We accept the choice the country made.
In the Rose Garden, the president praised Harris's campaign, but did not directly address the public's seeming repudiation of his presidency. Instead, he noted his administration's accomplishments, ones he says will benefit the nation for years to come.
It's been a historic presidency.
And while he notes many are struggling with the race's outcome, democracy worked its will, and the nation will prevail.
We're going to be okay.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
California Governor Gavin Newsom's calling on state lawmakers to convene a special session in December to help safeguard the state's progressive policies on climate change, reproductive rights, and immigration ahead of another Trump presidency. And a wildfire northwest of L.A. is burning out of control for a second day. It's destroyed dozens of homes, but the fierce winds fanning it are forecast to ease. This is AP News. Seth Sutel has reaction to the Fed's interest rate cut in the AP Markets report.
Most stocks rose on Wall Street as the Federal Reserve cut interest rates again to make things easier for the economy. The S&P 500 climbed 0.7% Thursday. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was virtually unchanged. The Nasdaq Composite gained 1.5%. The rate cut was widely expected. What's less certain going forward is how much Donald Trump's presidential victory may change things for the Federal Reserve. Treasury yields remained lower following the Fed's announcement, following a big increase the day before. Bank stocks and smaller companies also lagged the market as other Trump trades lost momentum. Seth Sutel, New York.
Weekly economic data. Slightly more Americans filed jobless claims last week, but layoffs remain at low levels. The total number collecting benefits just under 1.9 million. Mortgage rates up again. The average on a 30-year up to 6.79%, according to Freddie Mac. A 15-year now 6%. I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
AP Sports, I'm Chuck Freeman. The Los Angeles Dodgers are not counting on Shohei Ohtani to pitch at the start of next season. They'll have to see how his rehab progresses following shoulder surgery on his non-throwing arm. Ohtani had the procedure done to repair a torn labrum on his shoulder, an injury he sustained in Game 2 of the World Series. While agent Scott Boras indicated Juan Soto may be seeking to top Ohtani's record $700 million contract because he's 3 years younger than Ohtani when Ohtani reached his deal with the Dodgers. More baseball news. The San Diego Padres, who made the postseason, are bringing back their manager.
The Padres and manager Mike Schilt have agreed to a 2-year contract extension through the 2027 season. The 56-year-old Schilt was hired in November of 2023 and given a 2-year deal. San Diego went 93-69 this season, finishing second in the National League West, 5 games behind the Dodgers. The Padres swept Atlanta 2-0 in the Wild Card Series, then lost a 5-game division series to the eventual World Series champion Dodgers despite taking a 2-1 series lead. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
On the NBA card, the Cleveland Cavaliers stay perfect.
The Cavaliers made franchise history with a 131-122 win over the Pelicans in New Orleans. Cleveland has won their first 9 games of the season for the first time in franchise history. Head coach Kenny Atkinson also became the first head coach in league history to win his first 9 games with the franchise.
I've been fortunate to land with a really good group, a group that's been really successful in the past, and I'm happy for them, and I think they were happy for me in the locker room. Right? There's a bond between a head coach and a team.
Cleveland scored 40 points in the third quarter to take an 11-point lead. The Cavs placed 6 players in double figures, led by Donovan Mitchell with 29. Zion Williamson also scored 29 for New Orleans. I'm Mike Reeves.
Houston beat San Antonio 127-100. Atlanta rallied late to beat New York 121-116. It was Indiana 118-111 over Orlando. Brandon Miller scored off an offensive rebound at the buzzer, and Charlotte beat Detroit 108-107. Still some big games on the card from last night. We will get to that next. The Golden State Warriors earned their 5th straight win, a rematch of the 2022 NBA Finals, as Gethin Coolbaugh reports.
Stephen Curry had 27 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds, and the Warriors went blow for blow with the defending champion Celtics to emerge 118-112 winners. Golden State coach Steve Kerr.
It just felt like we connected the game, got stops, and were able to get scores and close it out.
Celtics star Jason Tatum couldn't get his revenge against Kerr for benching him in the Olympics, but finished with a game-high 32 points, 17 in the third quarter.
It wasn't on my mind. Just another Wednesday, another game, another opportunity to come in and try to be the best player I can be.
Golden State led by 14 in the third before Boston flipped the script and went up 7 in the fourth. Draymond Green's 2 free throws with 35 seconds to play sealed the win. Gethin Coolbaugh, Boston.
LA Clippers defeated Philadelphia 110-98. DeMar DeRozan, another 20-point night. He had 27 in Sacramento's 122-107 win over Toronto. Denver got by Oklahoma City, as Bruce Morton reports.
The Nuggets wiped out a 16-point deficit to down the Thunder 124-122. Denver did the deed without injured starters Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon. Coach Michael Malone.
I felt if you can force them to play a half-court game, and we tried a lot of different things tonight. We zoned, we blitzed, we hit, knowing we were undermanned. I said going into the game, we have nothing to lose, everything to gain. Let's be aggressive.
OKC is no longer perfect, falling to 7-1. The Thunder was in front 81-65 in the third quarter before the Nuggets went to work against the league's top defense. Russell Westbrook was game high with 29 points. The win was preserved when Peyton Watson blocked Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's attempt at a game-tying hoop at the buzzer.
Memphis beat the LA Lakers 131-114. Ja Morant 20 points before leaving in the third quarter with a hamstring injury. Luka Doncic had 27 in Dallas's 119-99 win over Chicago, and Phoenix got by Miami 115-112. In the NHL, Alex Ovechkin scores his 861st career goal, and Washington goes on to the win.
Alex Ovechkin provided the tie-breaking goal with 9:35 remaining as the Capitals earned their 7th straight home win, 3-2 over the Predators.
They play hard. They kind of position when they have to make a points, make a push, and they're a great team, obviously, and it was a tough one today.
Ovechkin is now 34 goals from becoming the NHL's all-time leader, passing Wayne Gretzky.
When you win in games, when you produce opportunities to have a chance to score goals, it's always fun to play.
Dylan Strome had 2 assists, giving him 15 already this season and 200 for his career. Strome has set up goals in 5 straight games. Connor McMichael and Alexi Protas also scored for the Capitals. Juuso Parssinen and Steven Stamkos furnished the Predators' goals. Dave Ferry, Washington.
Detroit beat Chicago 4-1. Vegas over Edmonton 4-2. Top 25 college basketball, John Calipari gets the win in his debut as Arkansas coach as the 16th-ranked Razorbacks beat Lipscomb 76-60, and 15th-ranked Creighton won over Texas Rio Grande Valley 99-86. The story here, Big East preseason player of the year, Ryan Kalkbrenner scored a career-high 49 points. Chuck Freeman, AP Sports.
All right, CNMI, welcome back. What a show we have today. Oh, my gosh. It's like regular all-stars. We got more folks coming in here right after, but I'll tell you about them here in just a moment. It's 83 degrees out here in Saipan. Humidity's fallen down to 79% up at the Saipan International Airport. Looking at Beach Road right now, the traffic's moving along just fine. I mean, everybody's where they need to go by now, mostly. But there's still all kinds of puddles around, so get used to that. And don't be in a hurry. You might not have any problems on the road. We're looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms now throughout the day. Partly sunny skies, high near 87. Winds out of the east, 11 to 14 miles per hour, and a 30% chance of rain. We already got hit with a little bit of that today. And now we're going to get hit with a little bit more tonight, too. Isolated showers throughout the night. It's going to drop down to 78 degrees. And that same nice wind that you're enjoying today is going to be blowing all night long. Tomorrow's going to get a little feisty, though. Yeah, tomorrow the gusts are going to get as high as 24 miles per hour. Yow. So you want to go fly a kite, tomorrow's your day. Don't tie a key to the end of it, though. You don't know if you're going to get a little zap. All right, well, you might get a little zap if you're in Guam and you're out there moving around in the jungle area because there's a million snakes out there that people have been giving breaks to. But here in the CNMI, we do not give snakes a break. And to help us talk a little bit more about that, we've got the guys from the Brown Tree Snake program here in studio. And I'm going to get out of there. Whoa, there they are. And we're going to let you guys get to meet them yourselves as I'll turn down the music a little bit. I want to say, hey, thanks to you guys for being in here. Could you? We'll start with you, Trey. You probably know Trey. Well, there's my face again. Look at this. I got to move this around a little bit.
It's just really popular, Brad.
It is a big face. You know, it gets all over the place. Oh, wait. There you go. Here, now, it will also help when I unmute you guys. I'll be able to hear you.
Yeah, now I can make fun of you.
Yeah. You probably recognize Trey from all those baseball games that we did over the years, and soccer, of course, too. But if you guys could introduce yourselves to everybody, and we'll start talking snakes.
All right. So I'm Trey Dunn. I'm the CNMI Brown Tree Snake Coordinator for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. And I brought a couple guys from the CNMI Brown Tree Snake program with me. We got Joe Cruz, who's the supervisor of the program, and we got Jaime Toy Toy, who's
Good morning.
New canine handler for the program. So say hello, guys.
Good morning, CNMI.
Hey, it's great to have you guys in studio. You know, it's a super important program that we have here. You guys are literally the gatekeepers for all these bad things that could happen if brown tree snakes got here. We've seen what they've done to Guam. It just devastated the whole place.
Yeah. Joe, do you want to give us a little overview of kind of some of the stuff that you guys do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so our goal is to make sure that snakes don't come into the CNMI. We have our guys watching over airport, seaport, making sure our traps are up and running, inspect all cargoes, inbound cargoes coming in from Guam.
So, do you guys inspect anything coming in from Japan or Korea?
No, not Japan, just Guam.
All right, yeah. What do you, Jaime? So, when did you start with the program?
So I started with the program in August 23rd of last year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you've been learning the ropes and doing a lot of stuff, but did anything happen pretty recently help you out a little bit?
Yes. So I graduated recently from the K9 program.
Nice.
Yeah. From USDA.
Oh, awesome.
Where was that?
Here in Saipan.
No kidding. So do they come out here and they send the instructors out here?
Yes. So we had a trainer for the K9 that came in and trained all of us.
Wow. So was it just for the tree snake program, or is that DPS or anybody else?
Just
customs?
for the brown tree snake program.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And so how long is that program?
So it took like about a month or 2 months long.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're going. So and what are some of the things that they're talking about when you're doing that kind of course?
So the first month we did like classwork, we did like book work, and then the second month was the first month we did like classwork, and then we did like bonding with our dogs, and the second month was we were doing like scenarios and then plotting snakes and training our dogs. Yeah.
No kidding. So is it? What is it like? You said bonding with the dogs. Is it like your dog? Do you bring the dog home? Do you leave it there overnight, or how does that work?
So we have kennels at our office, at the DFW office, and so every morning when we come in, we take our dogs out, we walk them. Then we spend time with our dogs, we bond with them, but we don't take our dogs home.
So it's more training too, a lot of training work.
Yeah. I mean, bonding is the most important part of being a canine handler, because it's your partner, your daily partner. So, yeah.
So when you guys are doing that, are you going right up to like the aircraft when they come in, or where do you go in search for the tree snakes?
So when an aircraft comes in, for example, like United Airlines, when it parks, or like when the landing gear's down, we just go in first. We do a visual inspection under the wheel wells. We don't bring our dogs down because it's noisy, and then it's hot, and it's not safe for our dogs. So we do our visual inspection first, and then the cargo that they offload, we bring it to United. We follow the ramp agents down to United Cargo, and then we inspect the cargo that comes in with our dogs. We run our dogs.
So, when those planes stick around for a while, do you guys inspect the planes as well? Because those United planes are only here for like an hour, right? They're not getting cool or anything.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like the Star Marianas flights that come over, and any future airlines that are coming over, you guys are inspecting those, those landing gear and things once the plane cools down. It makes
Any productive area that we know as a brown tree snake could go in, we make sure that we check it.
Nice. How about, Joe, you want to talk about how some of the vessels and maritime inspections go?
So the vessel and maritime inspections, we usually get the manifest the day of when they port, and then we look through the manifest. We segregate the containers that are coming in from Guam, call the agents, and then we set up a schedule, time and date where convenient for them, for us to come and run our dogs while they're offloading the containers.
Nice. Now, you guys both from Saipan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so how did you hear about this job with Brown Tree Snake program? How'd you get involved?
Growing up, I always see the brown tree snakes like in the parades. I see like the flyers and the brown tree snake song on the radio.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I just, one day came across a application or a job opening, and I applied.
When was that?
That was back in 2013.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find that song.
I can send it to you.
No way, dear. You got it? Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. And you got in. How did you get in?
So my passion's always been with like dogs and agriculture, like wildlife. So when I saw an opening, I wanted to try it out, and it's where it led me to working with dogs.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I love dogs. What kind of dog do you guys have? What kind of do you guys each have your own dog, or just you?
Just Jaime.
Yeah, Jaime. So what kind of dog do you have?
It's a boony dog, but Still a best friend of mine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But your work dog?
Oh, my working dog?
Yeah.
Oh, my working dog is a Jack Russell Terrier.
Oh, those dogs are so smart.
Okay.
I have 2 Booney dogs at home. They're kind of smart.
I thought you were asking me about my pet.
No, hey, no, that's great. So you got a dog at home too. So you got Booney. How about you, Joe? You have?
Yeah, I have a dog at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a dog guy. I definitely like dogs. Cats, I guess, are okay. I guess as long as they can get you rats. But my dogs do a pretty good job of that. They leave the little gifts outside, like, "Hey, look what I caught last night."
Yeah, most of the program's dogs are Jack Russells.
Yeah.
They're smart. They're really food driven. That's something that's important for them. Is that they have to really want to work and want to get those rewards that you guys give them when they do a great job.
Yes.
So those guys are also really small. You can pick them up. You can hold them up into the aircraft and just like let them sniff around. So that's something that they really need for those dogs to be able to get them in tight spaces.
Yes.
Yeah. So all of our dogs are Jack Russell mix. We have one large dog, a Dutch Shepherd. So she's the only big dog that we have. Yeah.
So, when you go to the airport, so we don't get to see you guys so much. We mostly see like those customs guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got those big old like labs and stuff. But it's a service dog. You can't really pet them or anything like that. But when you're handling dogs, do you get to play around with your dogs too?
Yes, that's considered bonding with the
Nice.
handlers. Yeah, so that it's partnership and building trust with the dog and the handler. Yeah,
That's awesome. So now, where are you guys? Are up by the fence, like by the skydive area, I think, right? Somewhere in that general area. The brown tree snake.
So that's where their kennel used to be. That's
Yeah.
where the customs kennel is. But now you guys are in
we
Lower
moved
Bay.
back to lower base. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a good location. You probably got to deal with the ships.
Right.
Right. And is that a much more involved process with the boats?
It's for the vessels. It's easier because we're close by. But flights, it's kind of a challenge because there's flights that come in unannounced, and we have to drive from lower base all the way down to the airport.
Yeah. How about Tinian? I mean, I imagine with all the military stuff going on over there, there's got to be like overtime snake check.
Yeah, so now we have one new handler and the canine down in Tinian. We just got one last month. Yeah.
Lance
Atto.
Atto.
Shout out to Lance.
Yep.
Shout out to Lance.
He was in Jaime's course.
Yeah.
And you guys were classmates there.
Oh yeah.
Lance is a cool name.
He's a cool dude.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah. So here's a little picture of, whoa, is that Lance there?
Yeah, that's Lance holding the dog. That's Dobby, and that's his dog. And
Dobby?
Dobby.
Yeah.
Oh, like Harry Potter?
Yeah, the dog kind of looks like Dobby.
It does kind of look like Dobby from Harry Potter.
And you guys don't get to name the dogs. That's a little sad.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Once the dog comes in, they're already named. So, yeah, they come in and they pair them with the handlers.
Well, that dog looks like he's ready to go. He's ready. He's ready to go get some snakes. But man, what a cool opportunity it is to deal with these kind of dogs. And how about for the parade? Were you guys in the parade this year?
No.
Not in the parade
Yeah.
this year.
I know.
We're gonna get back to getting in the parade. That'll be good. We got plenty of folks in the program now.
Yeah, now we got we're pretty full staff now. We were for a while we were not understaffed, but we were
Kind of had the bare minimum.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah,
So,
there you go.
Now you guys have enough folks who can make sure all the flights are covered and all the boats and containers are covered, and you have somebody who has a little time to go out and do some of that sort of stuff. I think it's going to be really exciting for you guys.
Yeah. Fun fact too. If you're wondering where they leave their cars, apparently it's in a parking lot. All right, that was bad. That was so bad. It was so bad. I know. All right, so Trey, you don't have a cool shirt like they do.
Don't have a
so does that mean you have a different position?
Yeah, so I work for U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So I work for the federal government, but one of the things that I do is I kind of help coordinate a lot of the stuff that they do. Like they do a lot of on-the-ground work, all the hard work, and I just kind of get to make some connections and make sure that they have what they need and that they're kind of pushing through and getting what they need done. So one of the things that I helped them out a lot with recently was this training class where we had USDA come in and do a 2-month training. It's really it's a big undertaking. Took a lot of coordination and like making sure that everybody was on the same page.
Yes.
We had Tony Pangolinan, shout out to him from USDA, came over.
Nice.
He was great. He got to hang out in CMI for a whole 2 months, brought his wife over for a little visit, got a little extra tourism out of it. But I think he really enjoyed his time here, and he kind of became part of the program a little bit there. He was looking for ways to help us any way he could, so that was kind of great to see.
Yep, shout out to Tone Pangolinan.
Yep.
Hey, somebody actually reached out there. Hold on, I got to scroll back up there. Wait. So someone get that man some jalapeno cheddar Cheetos, said Luisa. And Tobot said, you guys should check out Coco's Island Project. Do you know about that?
Yep. So on Cocos Island, there a couple years ago during toward the end of COVID, or maybe middle of COVID, they found that there were brown tree snakes on Cocos Island, and there's been a lot of federal agencies and local agencies in Guam working together to try and figure that problem out and fix that. Not really involved in it on a day-to-day. I'm just kind of aware of it. So they didn't think they used to have snakes there, and now they have snakes there. One of the last places in Guam that has some different birds that they don't have in the main part of Guam. So it's an important project. They're trying to get that figured out right now.
So the snakes are like, let's go try some of those birds over there. I heard they got some good eggs. Let's go check them out.
And it's, I guess the biggest thing for us to take away from that is kind of to see a little bit later in the process of when snakes come to an island and see how that might look and some of the things that they're doing on Guam that maybe don't work in a place that still has birds. So they're learning a lot of things there, and I think a lot of that is really applicable to the stuff that happens here, because if we were to get one snake, we might not notice it for a while because he has plenty of things to eat and plenty of places to hide. And so a lot of times in Guam, the snakes are out and about looking for food, and they can find them that way. But once they've eaten something, they're going to go take a little nap, rest, hide a bit, and maybe you can't find them. So in that initial stage, we gotta think about things a little differently sometimes.
Yeah. By the way, Tobot says, hey, where's Josh? He's an OG with BTS.
Josh is back at the kennel right now.
Yep. Yeah. He's making sure everything's going well there. We've got a lot of day-to-day tasks that folks
holding down the fort
doing out there. And we got another one of our new handlers. Shout out to Kelvin Igasire. He's at the airport inspecting all the flights today, making sure that there are no snakes on a plane.
I think there were words that were missing in that one from Samuel L. Jackson. He might have thrown a couple of different words in there. Tobot says, you guys want more training? I'll take you to my place in Molesso.
That is something that these guys get to do. Jaime, do you want to talk about the course you took in Guam? Was it a year ago now?
No, that was this year.
That was this
April.
year.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the rapid response training for USGS. So when I got there, we got to learn how to handle snakes, how to extract the snakes from the traps, how to set up traps, and then how to do surveys and night search for snakes, and learn about how the snakes are.
Yep.
So a night search for snakes, that's probably when they're most active, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is it? Do you go around like is that how you try to see if they come out?
No, so we walk by the road, and then we're using like headlamps, and then we're doing our search pattern. We're looking for snakes that are anywhere. Then we grab them, then we take their measurement, and log it down for data. Yeah.
Do they teach you guys how to euthanize those snakes as well?
Yes.
So I've seen videos of people doing that in Guam. So what's the best way if you've got to kill one of these snakes? How do you do it?
So based on my training, what we did was we would take the snake, right, and turn it around or swirl it around 2 times and then hit it hard on the ground so the head's gonna hit the ground flat, and then we have to decapitate them. So we put their head under our shoes and then pull it.
No
to make
way.
sure they're dead. Yes. Sometimes
Wow.
they're still alive though.
What?
Yeah. So we have to like smash the head down.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that is.
No, that's what you mean. Don't give them a break.
Yeah, just don't give them a break. And they've actually done some studies that that's the most efficient way to euthanize them. So your blunt force trauma to the head is the first part when you swing it around, and then you're just decapitating to make sure that the job's taken care of.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, like that'd be something to see. I have seen the videos, and I've seen the guys who used to live in Saipan. They're in Guam now, and you see them do that where they whip it around, and they nail it, and that's it. I'm like, holy cow, is that really the way you're supposed to do it? I guess so.
The official way. And it's just because like taking them around and keeping them in a bag or something for a long time when you're treating them rough, it's not great.
Like a goldfish at the fair.
Yeah. It's not great for them sometimes if you're not taking good care of them, and they want to limit that suffering. So just get it taken care of in the fastest way possible, and do it right here out there in the field. Because if they bring them back, so USDA in Guam, they kill a lot of snakes. That's kind of part of their mission to keep the snakes out of the transportation network and stuff. So they're doing a lot of trapping and stuff at the ports and airport there, and they bring all their snakes back and euthanize them, and I think they CO2 them. I think is what they do. Do you guys? They have a different way of euthanizing them, not in the field. If they are doing it a lot at a time, but when you're doing those kind of field surveys, you're doing one at a time. The blunt force trauma to the head and decapitation are the preferred methods.
Okay, well now we know. I mean, it sounds a little brutal, but as long as it's effective. I mean, we're not trying to be pals with these guys, right? Because they're literally, they will take over the whole island just like they did in Guam. So what are they mostly eating in Guam? I mean, you would hope that they would get the rats, but I've seen plenty of rats in Guam.
Yeah, so I mean, they started off with the birds. They ate most of those. And then with smaller ones are eating lizards, geckos, skinks, those sort of things. Once they get bigger, they're more inclined to eat mammals and birds. Warm-blooded things.
They're eating the dogs and eating the cats?
Yes, they're just eating the dogs and the cats. But no, they do like they like newborn babies of all makes and models.
Okay.
Not
humans.
Well, there have been most of the documented like bites or issues with bites have been related to newborns.
Really?
Yeah. Back in the day when we're kind of unaware of the problem, people had some newborns that got bit by snakes and had to go to the hospital and stuff. It is a venomous snake, has rear fangs, it's a very mildly toxic venom, but it kind of has to really like chew on you for a while to get the venom into your body, and most full-grown adults, it's more like a bee sting or like a heating spine poke where it might like throb a little bit, might bother you for the next hour or so, but it's not really going to hurt you. But a baby's small, so it's a little worse for the baby.
Yeah. How about you guys? Are you trained to handle the snakes? Have you gotten bitten?
Yes, we are. We are trained to handle the snakes. I have personally got bitten with the snake.
Yeah. How bad was it?
It's not too bad. It's the just being bit, like being surprised, freaking out, and
it's
then
like a surprise feeling.
Yeah. But once they notice that they can't swallow your arm, they will eventually just let go.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about that was coming. Oh man.
So usually like when I would tell the guys, once you get bit, don't try to yank it out because their teeth are very brittle. And then once you yank it, it'll look like little glass stuck in your hand.
Oh,
that's the most irritating part.
Yeah, their teeth are all curved backwards, so if it bites you, actually, if you pull it out, it kind of rips it and keeps the teeth in there. But so you just kind of push it forward and pull it open, and then
you just wait for it to let go.
Yeah.
So you guys are still alive. So you must have not been bit when you were newborns. So I guess it's okay.
I don't know if there were ever any fatalities, even of newborns. I think. Just they had to go to the hospital and there was some swelling. I mean, also, I think about it like this. If basically anything happened to your newborn baby, you probably take it to the hospital. You're pretty worried about it. But when your 12-year-old son is outside
that's what you
making
get.
bad decisions, you're like, suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah. What did you do to provoke that snake? You just start victim blaming right away. Just go after the kid. Hey, so So that's pretty wild. The now when I was in the service, one of the things they do, they train you on that kind of, not snakes, but when those things that could happen to you. So like the poison gas, right? Not the poison part, but like the stuff they use to break up crowds, that CS gas or whatever. So they put you in the gas chamber and you experience it. Did you guys have to get bit or get sampled with any of that stuff? Is that part of your training?
No.
It just happened.
No, yeah.
It was like, hey, I'm training my dog. Let's see if I can get the snake to do some tricks.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to do it, and he just gets you.
Yeah, and I think most of the time when you guys have the dogs and you're working with the dogs, the snake is contained.
Mm-hmm.
For us, anyway, in CNMI, we're not seeing snakes every day, so these guys have to actually train the dogs to refresh them on that scent of the snake. So they keep the snake in either a cloth bag or a special tube that lets some of the air filter through a little more and lets the scent kind of permeate the area. And so the dog can't actually get to the snake in all of our training. And then when they're handling it, practicing catching them and doing that sort of stuff, the dogs are normally put away because that's kind of a different scenario.
Oh, that's another question. Are the dogs trained to just find them or to find them and go and take care of them?
So they're just trained to find the snakes. Yeah.
And so when they find the scent of the snake, they'll scratch on the object or something, and then it will let us know that there's a snake there. Then we have to go and verify if there is an actual snake there.
Nice. So you guys brought a snake here, right?
Yes, we did.
All right. So I'll tell you what. I want to bring in our traffic cam. What traffic cam? Hold on. Wait. Where is it? That's the traffic cam. We're going to take that camera, bring it in here so we can get a good view of this thing, and I'm going to do that. So we're going to take a real quick break. I'll reposition that camera to bring it in here, and then we'll check out your cool snake.
All right.
We'll give it a break just because it's in studio right now. So don't go anywhere. We're going to just run a commercial or two, and then we're going to start. You'll be able to check out this snake here in just a second. And that line might work at the club too.
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down 3-0.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Motion.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who could handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it, and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, is just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're gonna figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution? They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you can choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
persistence of build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book. We be a lottie where discipline and vision is built. We lead by example, persistence of build. Be the inspiration, they witness the proof. We do what we do by the rules in the book.
All right. Good morning, Marianas. It is 9:44 in the morning. We are back because we're going to start talking some snake stuff. Now, we just brought a snake over to this table. It is a self-contained snake apparatus. We're going to see exactly what's going on. We moved it. So you got these guys. Oh, there it is. It's in there. You got the guys right here. Oh, that's a little bit too much of me. Let's see. Trying to make that work out. There you go. I gotta reposition this a little bit. But if you guys thought you were famous before, now look at you. All right.
Looking good.
There you go. That's about how that's gonna work. Maybe I can tray it up a little bit. There you go. Oh, look. You guys, that's like one of the most precious family photos I've seen. It is really nice. Okay, so that's these guys, but we're going to be looking at that guy right there. It is that is a toolbox.
Dangerous looking box.
And so what's going on? What do we got in here? This is not your average tool. This is an Ace toolbox. This is it.
It is. It's a 16-inch Pro Tough toolbox.
Now, did you guys? I see there's a hole over here. Did you guys drill that hole? Oh, there's holes on the backside. So you guys drilled these holes in there, right?
Yeah, these guys did drill the holes in the backside.
So you did give that snake a break. You're letting him breathe.
We don't give most snakes breaks, but we have to give these special snakes breaks because our dogs are really important to us for finding snakes. So they live in Saipan, just like you and I. A couple of them live in Tinian and Rhoda. But those dogs don't get to smell snakes all the time, right? And that's how they find snakes. So we have to have a couple special snakes that are, kind of our frenemies. They help us out, and we don't like them overall. But these specific snakes are, they're for training. They're for teaching the dogs how to smell the snake, remind them what a snake smells like. These snakes are specific to us in that we have permit for them. We have only male snakes. They're
sterile.
They're sterile, so we make sure that they can't make babies. If a female were to show up accidentally, these male snakes could not mate with her. They also have a transmitter in them, so if we lose it for some reason, we'll be able to find it. We have a receiver that, it's got a big antenna on it, and we can track a snake down and find it. Some of the same technology they use to track birds and other animals to see, where they're hanging out, what they're doing. But we would just be, bringing this guy back to his home.
So a snake tracker, is that GPS?
it's radio waves.
Okay. All right. So it's a snake in a bag.
Well, it's snake in a box.
Snake
in a bag.
I put my snake in a box. All right. Step one is to cut a hole in the box, and you guys have already done it, so that's great. Oh wow! Holy crap! Wait! I gotta put on the other camera angle. What am I doing?
There it is.
Holy jeez! Wow! Oh, you're grabbing his head.
Yep.
This is the approved technique.
Grab his head, and you undo.
This is like the crocodile hunter.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing this with eagle rays.
I mean, yeah, you probably wouldn't want to do this with eagle rays. They got barbs.
Well, this guy's got teeth. All right.
It's a big one.
Here you go.
Oh, that is not a small snake.
Yep.
That is definitely what Brad said.
Oh, he's starting to molt a little bit, or shedding?
He's shedding.
Is he nervous? Is that why? Or?
Yeah. Well, he's about to poop on me, it feels like.
You can feel it?
Well, I thought I felt a little moisture down there. Yep, there we go.
Oh, thanks.
Did you get that on camera?
Yeah,
You put that
you got it.
on your Only Snakes page.
Only Snakes. All right. Well, yeah, you literally scared the crap out of them. We've accomplished that.
So,
And
yeah, these guys, when they get scared, they poop, they defecate, and it's because nobody wants to hold the poop. So they figure, you're holding me, I don't like that, I'm gonna poop on you.
I'm thinking more. It's like the camera puts 10 pounds on you. I might as well drop a couple now, so it looks like I'm only gaining 8 pounds. So yeah, he's still going.
Yeah, that's great work.
Yeah,
just
this is
clean
great.
that up there with this.
Hey, this is a first. This is the first time we got snake poop on the show.
Yep.
You guys, that is pretty wild. Luisa's definitely saying OMG on this one. Tobot says, my late brother used to catch them and bite it on the head. I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. All right, so can I touch this
Yeah,
guy?
do you want to hold it?
What's the best way for me to... Well, is he done with his business? I got a keyboard here. I want to make sure I don't want it to be a P-board. Let me move this stuff out of the way.
Should be done. Let's... Oh, no.
I'm still going.
Still going. What did you guys feed them?
Mice.
High fiber diet.
Yep. So we have mice that we use for our traps because in Guam, that's a thing that they're pretty attracted to is mice. And here we use live mice in our traps. They have a little home in the trap. The snake can't actually get to him if you were to get in there. The mouse lives in there all the time. We've had mice live for up to 2 years, which is pretty much their life expectancy. And then...
That's like the actual mouse pad?
Yeah, it's the mouse pad. And so the guys that we have in captivity that we use for training aids, we feed them some of those mice. We have our own mouse colony. We breed them. A lot of times we just, use ones that die on their own and we'll feed them to the snake. The nice thing about brown tree snakes, kind of unlike some other snakes, is they're kind of okay with eating dead things. Most snakes don't like eating dead things. They have to eat live stuff. But these guys are they're not very picky, so they'll eat anything you give them. There's been reports of them eating spare ribs in Guam.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. I just I heard a story from Haldra, who said that they were at a barbecue one time and there was the pig was still on the spit after people had carved off what they wanted and they went away to do something else. They came back like an hour later and there was a snake actively trying to eat pieces of the pig that were still hanging on there. So they're hungry guys down in Guam. They don't have anything to eat anymore, so they're open for anything.
All right. So I'm looking at your placement of the whole. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yep.
The little finger behind and the thumb underneath. That's kind of the
so
thing.
there's a couple different ways, and that's sort of the easiest way. These guys, they're a little feisty sometimes, but once you have them by the head, they're not really trying to bite you anymore. The other way you've probably seen a lot of people do it with like more dangerous snakes is you can put your finger on each side and on
So
the
they
top.
can't open their mouth.
Yeah, but sometimes this actually backfire and they can kind of reach around and grab you on the side. So I sort of like that, and they're not too feisty. So that's
Trey does not like the reach around. That is good to know. All right. I'm trying to get in there.
Close to the head, yeah.
I don't feel like I'm there. Oh shit!
There
I
you
feel
go.
like you gave it to me too early. I'm not really. I wasn't. I don't think he was ready. I wasn't ready, and now I'm just holding him by his head. Whoa! Well, let's see if I get him on here.
Good morning, Marianas. Today we're going to talk about not giving me a break.
All right, no, I'm being kind to him. I'm not abused. Relax, PETA people. All right, so there's a lot of snake going on right here. How long is this guy? Is he about 6 feet, 4 feet?
No,
About 5?
This one's 4.5 or 5,
Yeah.
I think. This is the biggest one we have right now. We have some different sizes. It's good to get the dogs a different kind of scent amounts.
Yeah.
So we try and get some small ones because those are the ones that kind of are worrisome to us. They can hide in a lot more places. They're less likely to move.
And they're challenging for our dogs
Yep.
because they're smaller concentration.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the one thing that kind of limits us on size is each of these guys has to have a transmitter in there to come here.
Oh, you can see it?
Yeah, so you can, if I can, there's his antenna. Is that it? Nope. It's on this side. I will find it here in a minute.
Yeah, once you find it, let's put it on the camera so people can see it.
So there's always a little little scar where it got inserted, so it has to have a surgery to put the.
All right. Well, I don't want to lose my grip on the face. That.
Give me this part.
Hold him. Help me.
There it is. All right. So.
Oh yeah.
You can see it there. It's always going to be a little scar there. This guy was implanted. This is the most recently implanted one, so I think he was implanted in October. And he has an antenna that kind of goes down. You can see it there. That little squiggly line.
No kidding. And that's all inside of him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's loving it.
Yep.
McDonald's style. All right. Hold on. I got to do something here. I can't do it. I was going to change the what I got on there. Can you hold his face?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that squished him pretty good. All right. Hold on. I at least want to put this on here. So I got the guest thing on there so you guys can actually see that this is the snake program. So this is not just a wild snake that we caught in the office. All right, so how do I get back in there? There we go. Look at that. We're like old friends. Yeah, old friend. I'm going to eat you as soon as I can, pal. All right, so Louisa, ew, that's awesome, but ew. All right. So where did you guys get bit? Hands, arms?
On my hand.
Yeah.
Same, on my
Just
hand.
trying to hold it. It turned and
Got
just
you?
hold it. Yeah.
And you just had to wait until it let go? You're like, oh, bad words. All right, how bad did it hurt for a while afterwards?
Didn't hurt.
Really?
Yeah.
So when I got bit, when I tried to like pry his mouth open, he kept trying to put pressure in it. Like he kept like biting and biting. So I had to wait, like become relaxed first, and then to let it go.
No kidding. But the hand?
Yeah, on my my thumb.
Man, I wonder if I should let him try to bite me. But I'm worried that he's gonna strike my eyeball. Like I'm gonna be like, ah! This would be the worst thing ever. I don't know. I say, you want to try? Will he for sure try to bite me if I let go of his head?
I think he will. Yeah.
Yeah, he will. No, maybe. Okay. Can you steer where he bites?
I mean.
Oh, dude, that's a grip. He's gripping now.
Yeah.
So, if I went like this, can I pretty much be sure he's just gonna get my arm or what?
I mean, just move your hand back.
Yeah, move your hand back. It'll come around and.
Yeah.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
If I let go here, right? Okay, let me make sure. We got to get it on camera if I'm doing it.
Don't let go.
You're gonna get bite.
So just move your hand back down his neck a little bit.
And he's gonna get this hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, really? All right. Damn. I'm kind of committed now to doing this. But it's got to bite me on camera. If you're not biting me on the camera, this is not worth it. All right. All right. Here we go. Shit. All right. So, all right.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. I'm just looking at. I don't know if this is a good idea. This might be terrible. All right. So I'm going to start sliding down. He's going to bite me, right? All right. All right. Here it comes. All right. Just pretend we're friends. There we go. Look at that.
Just let him hang out there for a second.
There we go. Hey, look at us. You can't get my eyeball from here. Maybe he thinks we're friends.
He does think we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You got comfortable.
Yeah, he's like, you're pretty warm. I'm on your show. It wouldn't be good manners. You even let me take a crap right here. Oh, he's feeling me out with his tongue. He's like, ooh, where's the best place to bite? Uh-oh. I saw his mouth get big for a second. All right. Should I just... Uh-oh. Now he's striking? Ooh,
No,
maybe he likes the picture of the tree.
He's just chilling out, looking around.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh.
I'm a freaking snake charmer.
Yeah. Sea snakes aren't that bad, really, except for when they eat all your birds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess he's not going to bite me. That was going to be pretty cool or scary. Yeah. Look at that. I am a snake charmer.
You are. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times...
Bite Trey. Bite Trey.
A lot of times when you pick them up out of the bag and they're a little, like, jazzed up about changing spots, he's been kind of in our hands for a little while now, so he's not not too worried about what's going on. He knows that we're not going to eat him, so he's not fearing for his life. Maybe
I should have.
He's not
him.
stressed.
Don't flick him in the nose. Don't. Maybe if you call him snake names. Here, high five. Aw. All right. No, but I don't want to provoke him. Yeah. I was all in, and now I feel like he thinks we're friends.
Yeah. No, you made friends with the snake, Brad.
All right.
People in Guam aren't gonna like you.
I guess I could speak parcel tongue now. You got Dobby, the snake hunting dog over there in Tinian, and then do you guys name the snakes?
No.
Not even in a fun way like that. That's
Snake 1, Snake
That's like
2.
Frank the snake.
Yeah. Their transmitter has a
Jake the snake
number on it, so we can look that up in the receiver. But I don't remember his number off the top of my head.
Champ De Leon Guerrero saying, "Hey, can Jaime hold a snake?"
Of course.
Champ works for our program.
There's Raina Celis. She's like, bravery right there. That's my team.
Yep, Raina's our fearless admin staff. Does all our hard work for us.
There you go, Champ.
Hey, Tobot, maybe that was nuts, but he didn't want to bite me. I tried it. He just didn't go for it. So maybe I just don't smell right. He's like, yeah, I mean, I thought about it.
Did you take a shower this morning?
I did take a shower this morning. And he even, flicked me with his tongue. And he's like, maybe I'll pass. Yeah, he licked me. But it's kind of, he flicked it. He's like...
It's a sensual lick.
Yeah, it was. Maybe he was trying to get me to join his little club. Club Snake.
I mean, I've seen you eat some birds before. They're mostly chickens, but...
They have... no, there's only really 2 birds that I've eaten. Chicken.
Turkey?
Turkey. That's it. That's the other one. I don't know that I haven't tried sparrow, but they're available. I haven't tried them. Oh, man. All right. Anybody else you want to see hold a snake? Let us know. Maybe this is a wireless camera. We can bring it to the different offices here up in the building and just bring the snake in and say, hey, do you guys want to try holding a snake? We can bring it across the street to the shack and see if they want to try it. It said it's okay. He slept in Jigo. Nice. All right. Anything you guys think that people should definitely know about for snakes?
Do you guys have anything? The only thing that I want to let folks know about is so the brown tree snake technical working group is kind of the governing. It's not really governing, but the body that's trying to make sure that we're keeping snakes on Guam, not letting them get out anywhere else, and also trying to get rid of them on Guam eventually. And our annual meeting is coming up November 19th. So it's in Guam. If you're in Guam and you're listening from over there, you can stop by down there at the Hilton. It's 8 to 4:30, I think. I have to double check those times. Brad's got it somewhere in there. But
I do.
A lot of great talks. There are going to be some updates from each agency. Joe's going to be there, and he's going to be giving an update for the CNMI program. Whole week of meetings. The public meetings that Tuesday, though. The other days are kind of business meetings, behind the scenes stuff. But a lot of great information that day. But if you're in Saipan, CNMI, Tinian, Rhoda, any of those places, you can still tune in. We're going to have UOG down there with us. They're going to be live streaming it. There's a link that we'll post in there, and we got the QR code if you do those sort of things. And you can just sign up on Zoom, and you'll be able to participate and ask questions, listen to the talks and see what's going on with brown tree snakes in the world of the Marianas.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking at right now. We got the share screen up so people can see that flyer that you've got. Hold on, I'm just trying to find my mouse. It ran away. No wonder I can't find the mouse. It's the snake got it. But
it's right here.
No, where is it? I can't find my little. Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. Thought we lost it there for a little bit, buddy. But that's it. So we've got here. Let me go to the share screen and put that up a little bit so you guys can see the whole thing. All right. So Brown Tree Snake Technical Working Group public meeting. You could join in person or virtually. You could connect. You could see the QR code that's on the screen right now, and that'll get you there. And if we'll post this as well after the show today, so you can see everything. It's learn from and engage with experts responsible for the management of the brown tree snakes on Guam and across the Pacific region. I guess we're the latter. That's going to be, again, November 19th from 8 to 5, and it's going to be over there in Guam. But you're going to be able to watch it remotely from here, so it's pretty cool. It says what to look forward to: federal, state, and territorial brown tree snake updates. How about that? It's going to be Sunday. That's right, updates live. Big tongues, backward teeth. Brown tree snake research presentations, BTS interdiction and control topics, and USDA Wildlife Services canine team demonstration. So it's going to be a lot going on. If you want to get some more info, you can contact Troy_Levinson at fws.gov, and he will get you some information. So it's all right there. We're going to post this up on the main NMI News Service page. So thanks for being in here, guys.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it was awesome having you guys in here. And even tried to coax a snake to bite me. It didn't work.
Yeah,
So-
I'm sorry the snake made friends with you, and you guys couldn't fight, but that's probably better.
Yeah, we didn't fight any crapped all over you, so it was great. That's entertainment, right? That is great. So who said snakes aren't that nice? I think it was like perfect gentleman. Well, so are you guys. Thanks so much for being on here today.
Thank you.
Anything you'd want to tell people before we take off?
If you see a snake, go 28 snake.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the most important thing is that you guys have seen what a snake looks like today. So you kind of know if you see one of these guys out and about, a lot of times they're going to be out at night, dusk times, and or early in the morning. But even if you're not sure, if you think, maybe that was a snake, I just got a glimpse of it, I didn't see it real well, try and take a picture if you can. That really helps us out a lot, getting some physical evidence there of it. But if you're not sure what it is, or if you just want us to come talk to you about it, check it out. We have a whole interview process we go through, kind of like show you a bunch of different things that it could be or what it might be, and like we can kind of narrow that down. And that way, we're keeping CMI safe and making sure that if there is a snake, we're going to find it.
That's awesome. Well, it's great. And thanks for sending me that song. We'll send people off with that one today. Thanks again for being in here. 670-28-SNAKE. You find a snake, kill it, and then call that number. Yep. That's the best way. All right, you guys. Thanks for being in here today. And now people are rocking out to the song.
If you see one, call 28 snake.
Don't give snakes a break. Snakes on the island is a big mistake. Don't give snakes a break. Help us stop them before it's too late. Don't give snakes a break. Please don't let them multiply. Don't give snakes a break. Snakes not welcome in the CNMI.
Don't give snakes a break. Don't give. Just call 28 snake.
Call the Brown Tree Snake BTS PTI hotline at 28 snake.
Player number 14,
It's a great day to be up 3-0. I'll tell you that. It probably is not great to be down.
I'm Brad Rosala, and I'm the owner for Commonwealth Communications.
And I am Jojo Alipuzu. I am the owner of Island Image and Ocean.
And this is our joint venture, Sideline Studios. This whole concept that we have of doing all these live stream productions and covering news and doing live shows and everything, it wouldn't happen if we didn't have a great partner like IT&E, someone who can handle the bandwidth and provide it and then get us what we need when we need it, and then be a real partner for us for all the events, whether we're doing live sporting events, broadcasts. All of these things happen because of our partnership with IT&E.
With IT&E providing us with the fiber and point-to-point and even the MBRs, it's just a great piece of equipment to use when we're broadcasting our sports, our events, our performances, especially our cultural performances. And it's just great to share our culture here in the Marianas with the world. And IT&E has been there from the get-go.
The thing I like best about working with IT&E is how willing they are to come out and find a solution. Even for Liberation Day, we thought we had a pretty good solution for our live stream setup, and it turns out that we did not have the right setup that we thought we needed. That day, just before the parade, reached out to Paul and said, here's our situation. What do you think? He's like, we're going to figure this out. While he's sitting there barbecuing, getting ready for the parade to start, he starts burning up the phone lines, calling everybody in IT&E, what can we do, what's the right solution. They left their families to do this stuff and get us the equipment that we needed to broadcast live. That's over and above. That's on a holiday. That's when he was out there spending time with his family.
That's why IT&E is just the best, just really in touch with the people and the community.
I recommend IT&E to everybody. Tell them the options are there, and you can choose whoever you want and then figure out what you think is the best. But when you're ready, when you're tired of having your calls disconnected or not having service, then you reach out to the guys from IT&E.
All right, CNMI, what a show today. That's about what we've got today. We went till 10, a little after, but what an adventure. Holy smokes, did we have a great day today. It was so, started off with our delegate-elect for the U.S. House of Representatives. Then we had the guys from Project Buddy Check 670. And then I almost got bit by a snake, but it turns out the snake is my pal now, and he didn't want to bite me. All right, so I got that going for me, which is nice. Had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for the phone calls. And it was a lot of fun, and I can't believe I get to do this. Thanks for being here. Tomorrow, again, we're heading over to Tinian. We're going to help celebrate the Marine Corps birthday with the Marines who are stationed over there. And because they're not allowed to have any fun. True story. They are on what they call the no fun plan, which means there's no drinking, there's no anything. They can't travel to Saipan either. So we're going to bring the little party to them. We're bringing over some steaks, and they're going to be prepared by the guys, the great team over at JC Cafe, our friends who always take care of us when we go over there. Wow. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. I absolutely loved it. For other folks, you guys sent me some messages. I didn't get to see them yet, but I'm going to check them out like right afterwards. So I saw there were a couple of questions, but I'll check you out right after. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. We'll be back again on Monday morning. I know it's Veterans Day, but we'll squeeze in here for a real quick show. It's going to be quick. I got to do the 5K, and then we're going to go do the show. Then I got to change and get down there to the ceremony because I'm going to be the MC for Veterans Day this year. Guys, I love it. Thanks for being here. And thanks for being here. It's been a heck of a week, huh? We'll see you guys again on Monday. And if you got the time, come on down to the Veterans Day ceremony at American Memorial Park at 11 o'clock. It'd be great to see you guys there. I'll definitely appreciate seeing you down there. If you can, great. If you can't, hey, I know. Everybody's got life and you're busy too. All right, take care, you guys. Have a great day, and be thankful you didn't get bit by a snake. Take care. Oh, wait. And before you go, I'll send you off with the AP headline that we've got. We do have the latest drop. Just got it. This is the 10 o'clock update.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. President-elect Donald Trump has named his White House chief of staff. It'll be campaign manager Susie Wiles, widely credited with running his most disciplined and well-executed campaign. Meantime, Jennifer King reports Republicans have flipped another Senate seat.
In Pennsylvania, voters have chosen Republican David McCormick over Democrat and three-term incumbent Senator Bob Casey. A stunning upset and another swing state win for the GOP that pads their margin of control in the U.S. Senate. McCormick is a West Point and Princeton graduate who was formerly CEO of the hedge fund Bridgewater Associates. He lost the 2022 GOP primary to TV doctor Mehmet Oz amid accusations that he was a carpetbagger with a mansion in Connecticut. McCormick said he would support Donald Trump's deportation agenda and made appeals to Jewish voters. He attacked Bob Casey as a do-nothing career politician who supported Biden-Harris policies. I'm Jennifer King.
Control of the House still undecided. Republicans have won 210 seats so far. Democrats won 98. 27 still to be called. The Federal Reserve has cut its benchmark interest rate another quarter point, reflecting a renewed focus on supporting the job market as well as fighting inflation. Stocks mostly rose, the S&P up 0.7%, the Nasdaq 1.5%, while the Dow slipped less than a point. And Ed Donahue reports there's zero containment on a Southern California wildfire.
Crews are hoping for a break from fierce winds around Camarillo, California. Steve Taylor has lived in the same home for 40 years.
We would celebrate Christmas Eve here every year, and Thanksgiving, and those memories we have, but the place is gone.
He spoke to KABC. The mountain fire has forced about 10,000 people to evacuate. Ventura County Fire Chief Dustin Gardner says delay is not an option.
These aren't one of those fires where you can wait and predict and maybe stay home. Your homes can be replaced. Your lives can't leave.
While winds are expected to decrease, conditions on the ground are still dry. I'm Ed Donahue.
This is AP News. A former healthcare worker who illegally accessed Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's health records before she died has been sentenced to 2 years in prison. And there's been a post-election surge in book sales.
The top seller on Amazon's bestseller list as of Thursday is Melania, the memoir by former and future First Lady Melania Trump. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance's Hillbilly Elegy and Timothy Snyder's On Tyranny, a bestseller from Trump's previous time in office, are both in the top 10. Donald Trump's photo book Save America, as well as dystopian fiction like The Handmaid's Tale, 1984, and Fahrenheit 451 are in the top 40. Shannon DeVito of Barnes & Noble says after the election, books leaning both right and left politically rocketed up its charts. That includes Melania, On Tyranny, and War by Bob Woodward, as well as a massive bump for The Handmaid's Tale in 1984. I'm Archie Zaraletta.
And I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawami greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun. Oh. Good morning, Mariana.